what's Papino, what's Papino. Zeke Black is in the building. He's in the building with the infamous Hassan Campbell. You hear me? Hassan, talk to the people, Hassan.
What's good?
What's good, man? There's a couple of good questions I would love to ask you, Hassan Campbell, Mr. Hassan Campbell, to some of the, how can we call it, the hat trick? The recording of the decade, bro.
Well, you gotta understand something, man. When you dealing with California niggas, Suge Knight niggas, when you dealing with that caliber of dudes, you can never trust that caliber of dudes, man. So Wack100, he's an industry assassin.
Okay.
Regardless of what, and I seen the nigga a mile away, so I knew I was dealing with a nigga that was dangerous. I knew to be on my P's and Q's. Plus, on top of that, man, you gotta understand something, man. Wack100 is connected to the extortion of Kanye West and Kim Kardashian. He's connected allegedly because who does he manage? He manages
Ray J. Sorry, Ray J. Sorry, my bad. You know what I'm saying?
He manages Ray J. He's connected. He's connected to that sex tape scandal, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's connected allegedly to the sex tape scandal of Oscar De La Hoya. When you see Oscar De La Hoya in that fishnet outfit.
Yes, the fishnet with the.
Told me I got the video that he was behind that too. He set Oscar De La Hoya up.
Wow.
And now y'all listening to the audio where he was blackmailing Nipsey Hussle because he had one of his sex tapes.
You had the recording on that. You had some type of recording. Now.
So what you gotta understand is, right? You know, and this is coming from his mouth, but I still gotta say allegedly. So what you gotta understand is, Wack100, Officer Wack100, because if y'all didn't know, video coming soon. Wack100 is police. So all you blood niggas, all Pyru, the niggas.
All Pyru. Wow.
So all these dudes that's running around tracing police, that's why I have absolutely no respect for gay culture no more, because niggas is sitting up there tracing a cop.
You got information on that?
Nigga, you Jay Reed.
Bendito. Yo, you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy, Hassan? That was deep. Now, when you was at the studio with 6ix9ine and Academics and them, what was the real move with you and Wack? Was there any tension at any time, brother?
Wack was my best friend in there. He was all smiles. If you listen to the recording that I had with me and Wack talking, the same way he talks there is the same way he talk, laughing, joking, and like on my audio. He was like, man, blood, you better bring your bitch ass to California, man. We want you up in the club, and everybody gonna love you. Everybody know you the illest nigga. That Wack100 promoted me all over the internet.
Yeah, I remember that.
As one of the illest niggas in New York, because the nigga know who my peoples is, and he done been around niggas or whatever the case may be.
Yeah,
but
that's
then,
a piece
when
case.
he decided to flip, this bitch ass nigga pussy. Like, if I was pussy, why you didn't put your hands on me when we was face to face? See, only a coward I think a nigga gangster when he go to clubhouse and we start yelling. When Wack100 was in my face, all I kept thinking about was how pretty the nigga teeth was because he was smiling.
Wow.
So it was like the image that he put out, like it was tension in there. The only tension that was in there was that just the young boys was just, they was active. You know what I mean? They was on gorilla time, but at the same time, those young boys that Scotty had with him, they was listening to what I had to say and respect. They was humbling themselves, and Wack didn't like how I was controlling that crowd. So he kept cutting me off while we was talking, but he wasn't disrespectful.
Yes, sir. He wasn't. I want to ask you a question, because they kept cutting you off. When you mentioned that he was a king, why did Wack get so mad about you calling him a king? It's beyond my imagination, bro. You know what I'm saying? You hear me?
Because you gotta understand something, right? If you could convince Tekashi 6ix9ine to stop misleading these kids, these gang members, to the penitentiary, then the money goes out the window because the money is only in the ignorance. This is why these millionaires keep coming back to the hood and they selling death to our children.
Yes.
And Wack is a part of that. You've never seen or heard Wack being a part of anything positive. His name is the filthiest name in the industry.
Yeah. It seems that way. Every time I turn around, he's in some type of weird backdoor controversy. Always toxic.
You gotta understand something too. Wack is trying to become a podcaster. Every nigga that I tried to help doing YouTube.
You gotta mention everybody. You gotta mention everybody.
Take my audience. But you gotta understand something. People will watch your video because you said some fucked up shit, but you have to build your own audience. This is why when you see other platforms, if they don't put my name in the title, nobody will watch their videos. But then after a while, when they put my name in the title, nobody still want to watch their videos because the shit got played out.
Oh, yeah.
You can't diss a nigga and think you're going to take their audience. You ever notice when 10 Toes Down make a video about me? Nobody wants to watch the videos that he don't make about me. But he has to put my name in the title. And then after a while, the videos just slow down and his numbers is poor again because it's like we done heard all this shit already. Niggas put themselves in a Hassan Campbell prison. So when you think you winning by talking about me, now you can't convince yourself to stop talking about me. Niggas put themselves in that Hassan Campbell prison.
Yeah, and that's why I want to keep this on the Wack100, because when they know what's so deep about this is that, I'm gonna be honest with you, Hassan. When I was checking your live out yesterday, and you had 10,000 people in there. By the time I looked, I said, "Oh shit, you got 10,000." Even Wifey, because Wifey, she always, Wifey, she supports you. You know what I'm saying? And Wifey was like, "Yo, Hassan got like 10,000 in there," and that's not the first time you had 10,000 in there, but you she was listening, and she was like, "Yo, when you actually listen to Hassan Campbell, some of the things he say is, it's a good thing." You know what I'm saying? Now I'm gonna say this is a shout out to Wifey Southern Belle, shout out to St. Louis, West Side St. Louis, but shout out to the Wack100 family, Keith and all them. Now I want to ask you a question. That time on Clubhouse, right? Why do they think that for some reason that you and Bullis Gotti lined them up? And Bullis Gotti's channel is beyond my imagination, brother. You hear me?
Line who up?
Wack. You know what I'm saying? Because you always play the, yo, niggas tried to line me, and yo, he came at me crazy. Now, what happened on the definite cloud chasing thing? So you can say it clearly. They put you in the title, right? Somebody put you in the title, right? Wack jumped in there, and I guess you called them all type of snakes. Why we like you? But you knew that was coming, and I ain't gonna front. Your defense was bang. I ain't gonna lie to you. You definitely made a great return, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you gotta understand something, right? Everybody feels and thinks Hassan Campbell wears his emotions. Oh, you wear your emotions on your sleeve. I do.
Keep
but
talking.
That don't mean I'm not like. It doesn't mean that I can't cut your throat with tears coming down my eyes. See, that's what fuck niggas up.
Yeah,
that's what fuck niggas up. I can still push your shit back with tears coming down my eyes. So a nigga sit up there, niggas think they got me figured out. Nigga, I'm a veteran. I am a veteran. And niggas keep letting the internet, this internet is not the streets. I am still outside, and niggas are seeing me outside on the most dangerous blocks in New York City because I'm uploading videos, showing niggas I'm outside. So, and nigga ain't you're not gonna see a nigga just touch me and do something to me. When it pop off, all you're gonna hear is the news headlines, Hassan Campbell just dropped something, or they gonna drop me.
Mm-hmm.
You're never gonna see a nigga just put the hands on me. It's not gonna happen. People don't understand. You don't go to jail for murder and just walk around and let niggas punch you in your face. A nigga will never world star me. I am not that nigga. I've never lost a war in the streets ever.
Now I see on the internet, you really, one thing I'm gonna say is, man, is that you really, you take this part, this is a livelihood, it's a business, you know what I'm saying? And you was able to turn something into a business. And I gotta say, I wanna ask you a question. When you first did the YouTube, when you first started doing YouTube, did you think you would be at where you at now?
Hell no.
Being honest.
I didn't even want to be a YouTuber. It was just that I kept trying to get my story out. After I told my story, niggas ain't see no purpose in me no more. So I started putting the videos up on my own pages.
That was a good thing.
And I just started talking about different topics because the reality of it is, niggas talk about Bam more than I talk about Bam. That nigga's done with me. I ain't bigger than Africa Bam Bada ever was right now.
Yeah, media, definitely. Like you said, you're the most trending name. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You're the most trending name that's in that YouTube thing right now. You know what I'm saying? There's a million videos right now of Hassan Campbell. And you know, like I said yesterday, man, sometimes what comes with this media shit is the good and the bad. Am I correct? The good and the bad. And sometimes, you know, people latch on to the worst somebody can say. I say, bringing this update, I think you was really trying to get a great. You got a message across to the youth, bro. I really think that day that when you speaking to 6ix9ine, I think you really was able to make people think you have an influence over these young kids, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's why they trying to silence my voice though. If you pay attention to me, every time you see me in a room with young boys, I mesmerize them and say, damn, we gotta start thinking different. When you see me in there with them young boys with Tekashi, the first thing that nigga said was, I ain't a thug no more, I'm a man. Because he started speaking like me at that table, and Wack didn't like that. Wack also didn't like the fact that the nigga academics said it there 1,000 times over. He said, yo, Wack, Hassan Campbell is about to be the next king. He's about to be the biggest nigga on YouTube ever.
Yes.
And Wack, whole purpose was to destroy that. He was sent to do that. Academics, Tekashi been, you know, just letting me mentor him and say certain things to him and hitting me up. But I think what it really is with Tekashi too, Tekashi, like, you know, I hit home because I say things that really he feels inside. So he listens because he's like, yo, this nigga know me like the back of his hand. Like, I understand. Tekashi wants everybody to feel like he's like King Von. He's not like that. He can never, at this point in time, he can never go back from what he did.
Yes.
And he think that he's just going to start all over and get that gangster image back. So mentally, he's going through something. I feel sorry for Tekashi 6ix9ine because the streets kidnapped him and destroyed that boy's brain before it even developed. And I use him as an example because the streets is not destroying the young boys in the hood.
Yeah. Yeah,
these young boys ain't supposed to be in the penitentiary. We know what it's like to be in jail, man. Ain't nobody supposed to be caged up like that.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
And then you telling a little nigga that got betrayed by dangerous niggas. The last thing you want to do is be caught up in the corners outside. See, the penitentiary is different. Because I heard certain niggas in there going through certain things and they ain't that tough inside the penitentiary. But in the streets, you get caught in between Nuke, Shotty, and Hawk, you in trouble.
That's a fact.
Most of these niggas out here right now that's on the internet acting like they tough. They didn't want no problems with those three. You didn't want to get caught in between those three niggas.
Yeah, they was dangerous, bro. You know what's funny, man? I was having a conversation with my boy today earlier, and we know E-Murders. You know what I'm saying? E-Murders, that's their peoples. You know what I'm saying? And these guys, it was crazy, bro. Like, the streets, dude, there was a body count. There was a lot of situations, and these guys was really dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Not because what flag they wore, they was dangerous. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And yo, I like the fact that it didn't. I didn't see the rest of the thing. But I like the fact that it didn't become a Jim Jones show. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a, let's talk about Jim Jones for an hour and how we feel about Jim Jones. Because like you said, the message is to get to the youth. If one young boy would pay attention, the music industry made this guy join a gang. Jump full-fledged in. You know what I'm saying? But the gang he joined, he was around the people that was in position of power that was still active in their movements, bro. You hear me? Right. So he, you know, so a lot of shit that he was getting caught up in, I feel, was because he was still running around with active gang members. You know what I'm saying? That
Right.
Of course they had to go at it with Casanova because that was a call out. That song he made, right? Remember that song he made? That was a call out. But that young boy don't think that they're gonna go to guns with this shit. He thinking, fuck this thing, we're gonna diss it on the track. No, that became some street shit. And I just think that, man, you know, I'm gonna ask you a question. What's your take on his issue with Ish? Did he tell on Ish?
He told on Ish, man. All Ish did was let them niggas use his cars, hang out at his crib. All them niggas been around Ish kids, man. Ish got custody of his kids. He had his kids for 10 years. And see, my whole thing is, like, niggas don't understand. Wack100 is supposed to be a power root. He's supposed to be a fucking, like, the original OG blood. How you sit up there and say, so what, that a snitch took another homie, another nigga away from his kids? That was actually a legitimate broker. He was living walking a straight line. He was a part of none of them criminal activities. To cause you put the nail in this nigga coffin, and then a pile root, cuz a fucking pile of blood. Sat up there and said, so what? They cut the conversation off and then asked me, why did I bring that up? And see why he kept pushing that issue in front of Tekashi. Why did I bring that up? It's because he wanted to plant a seed, because he knew that the only reason why he was in contact with me like that and dealing with me like that, matter of fact, the only reason why he was dealing with Tekashi like that was because of me.
Now, I want to ask you a question. The recording with Wack100 with Nipsey Hussle, do you think that do you think that was a real like that was real what he was saying about like Nipsey in his heart, like them niggas never had love for Nipsey? That's what I mean. So it wasn't really love for Nipsey. It was more they want to be in his pocket, you were saying?
Let me tell you something, man. Nipsey Hussle became the biggest Crip, the biggest name out there. He outshined the master. You can't do that. You cannot outshine the master and not have the power to fight the machine.
Yeah.
Then Nipsey started burning his bridges. When you wake up, like Nipsey was actually going and trying to step over the gang members, the gang leaders, and having meeting with police. Like Nipsey was doing next level shit. And Nipsey was setting the trend. Now you see Dave East opening up stores in Harlem. But Dave East ain't getting the recognition that Nipsey Hussle was getting. See the difference? Because when you try to become that light inside the hood in the black community, the devil is gonna stomp you out. They want these ignorant niggas that's all over social media. They want the ignorant look. They want that look. So Nipsey, when it was with Nipsey, man, they couldn't control Nipsey. They was trying to control him. They couldn't control him, so they killed him.
Yes.
And even in his death, when you listen to the audio, according to Wack100, Big U was sending Wack100 to go get 30% of his assets and try to take his assets, 30% of it.
That's crazy. Big U.
And it's like, whoa, wait till Big U hear that. Man, the audio's on my Patreon, man. Wait till Big U hear that.
I know Big U is fucked up on that one. Like this nigga actually.
What's gonna happen is just that, like, first and foremost, that shit gonna start some shit. It's gonna start some animosity between the Crips and the Bloods. You got a powerful blood sitting up there talking on Crip business.
Yeah, that was Crip business for real. You know what I'm saying? That was really Crip business. That was Crip business. Whatever the Crips is doing with them, whatever extortion plots they coming up with, had nothing to do with any outsider or outside source. You know what I'm saying? But
see, I see why Wack100 live in Jersey. He decided not to stay in California.
So all that shit he be talking all day, they right across the water, my G's. That's crazy. That's crazy. But it makes sense, bro, because it makes sense. Because boy look out there too, you know, rest in peace Slade. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. You know, Big U, I never really made content on you. I don't really, you know, I seen some episodes with you, But I just think that, you know, I think Nipsey Hussle got caught up in, like you said, being the big Crip. And he became the Crip, the face of the Crips. And some of them dudes felt like he had to pay their way. But you don't do it that type of way, bro. I mean, come on, man.
The niggas was even trying to extort Nipsey Hussle in his death, in his grave. So now, am I wrong to assume that the niggas had something to do, allegedly, with that man's death?
What did he believe died over?
Thinking that way?
No, you're not wrong. What did he believe passed over? We're only going by what the gossip said, that he called somebody a rat and he came back. Do we really know what the real situation was about? You know what I'm saying? You hear me? Was it the, where my money, yo, son, you know what I'm saying? Like, do we really know what that situation came from and how the shot came? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'll tell you one thing, man. Niggas need to ask, instead of being entertained, niggas need to sit back and ask themselves, yo, why did Hassan, Campbell, and Wack even fall out in the first place? See, that's the whole question.
Yeah, why did y'all fall out?
Like, because niggas will use that, say, oh, Hassan Campbell always falling out with what, government plants? All of these niggas that came to me, I don't know these niggas. These niggas came to me from the industry. Even when I fell out with my brother Agard, you gotta understand something. Agard became a part of the industry again and was running with the Zulu Nation. Snoop Dogg just said happy birthday to Africa Bambaataa. What does that mean for hip hop?
Yeah. That's true.
The nigga wished Africa Bambaataa a happy birthday.
Yeah. And you know, according to certain records, people appreciate him for having a movement in hip hop that helped it get to the next level. Zulu Nation, as the Zulu Nation, they did help hip hop go to the next level. But that's because I don't know if it was Bam's thinking, because Bam was with the break dancers and the other shit, but whoever had the brains to have in every zip code have the shooters, or you know what I'm saying? In my neighborhood, all the big time hustlers that y'all talk about, some of them was actually Zulu Nation. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? So
right.
It's a weird power, like El Monday. You know what I'm saying? He was Zulu Nation. That's Poodle. Rest in peace, Poodle. You know, the guards. A lot of the guards that came out for First Ave, a lot of them was either cool with Zulu Nation or affiliated with Zulu Nation. Definitely shout out to my favorite Puerto Rican, Julio Ortiz. You know what I'm saying? The East Side, East Harlem. You know what I'm saying? So it did pave the way as a Zulu. But I think these guys are mesmerized, like you said, when he gets on a platform, a major platform like Drink Champs, and start Happy Birthday Bambaataa after all you heard he's done. It's weird. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? That is weird, bro. Huh?
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question? I was watching Breaking 2 the other day. Breaking 2 was nothing like Beat Street. You know what I'm saying? You hear me?
I don't think I ever watched Breaking.
Yeah, it was nothing like Beat Street. It was two different worlds of breakdancing. Rest in peace, Tone Lopez. What I'm gonna say, Hassan, is that, yo, bro, sometimes people hate the truth. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes hearing the truth shall set some people free, bro. Like I said, but I was at the 10,000 mark yesterday, checking out the content you was putting out yesterday, and you brought the tape up. It just goes to show you behind closed doors how dirty the game is. And if you're not smart enough to see how dirty the game is, it's over. Think about this. You just said something. How you feel about Kanye West hanging out with Wack100 when Wack100 is still talking about exposing pictures of his wife? But
that's why he hanging out around them.
But Kanye West, you're beefing with Pete Davidson or whatever his name is. You're beefing with the Caucasian actor. You're writing notes and talking crazy and bumping your head, but the one man who you're sitting in front of, who's keep talking about exposing your wife, you're doing collabos with. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? So it makes sense. Extortion tactics, bro. You hear me? It makes sense, bro. Because it didn't make sense to me. How you hanging out with Game and Game made a song disrespecting your wife, bro? You hear me? But you love your wife. You arguing, you're bumping your heads. Can you please, Hassan, can you answer this question? How is Kanye West hanging out with Wack100 when Wack100 is still arguing with this guy's wife?
Because they got dirt on Kanye.
Ah, that's
the game. You gotta
yes, indeed. Shout out to 94 people in the chat, you heard?
They said stuff. He infiltrated. Wack100 is deep cover. He's deep cover, man. The nigga's an officer. He learned how to go deep cover. The nigga's J. Reed. Look, he's Wack100. And niggas here, it's like, yo, you gotta open up your eyes. Yeah, that's a hell of a question.
Shout out to the 100 people in the chat, you heard?
Hanging out with a nigga that's blackmailing him.
It makes sense. The math adds up.
He blackmailed him. Could you even imagine how much money allegedly he got from this man? Like, come on, man. He's a dangerous dude.
Yeah, son. That's smart, bro. You right. That's because it didn't make sense to me, bro. It didn't make sense.
No more sit downs and meetings with no more niggas from the. I done proved already right now. Right? I'm the baddest nigga on this YouTube shit. I'm the baddest nigga. Tekashi 6ix9ine just outsold motherfucking Fabio Foreign with Kanye on the song. Kanye on his song. He outsold him. He outsold motherfucking Cardi B. Like, because they used me. They used my energy to get the internet popping. Yeah. Tekashi 6ix9ine used me to come back from the dead.
Brought him back. You paid a part to bringing him back. You definitely shout out to Lexa Wash, East Harlem, Washington Projects, you know what I mean? Yo, this is so deep, man, because I ain't gonna front. All weekend long, that's all we seen was that. And you know, that made people go watch 6ix9ine's video, you know what I mean?
But you know what's crazy though? What niggas don't understand is like, everybody mad because they see me with Wack100 academics and Tekashi 6ix9ine. They gotta ask themselves the question: what am I doing that made them niggas even want to sit down with me? I am the shit. I don't have to sit down with nobody. I'm the shit. That's what niggas gotta start understanding, and they gotta start learning how to take the same steps that I made, but through their own shoes, and stop being mad because the niggas sit down with the clown ass niggas. I knew I was greater than them niggas when I sat down with them.
Now, I want to ask you a question. I want to ask you another good question. This is another good question. Because we touched on the Fario, we touched on, who made the connection? Did you connect with 6ix9ine or you connected with Wack100 to go on that show? In that show, who was you in communication with?
Tekashi 6ix9ine is the one that like I've been me and Tekashi 6ix9ine been in contact with each other.
Oh, okay,
because the nigga reached out to me through Instagram.
Yes.
And he used to call me like, yo, and just talk. He was telling me, he was the first one to tell me like, yo, he told me I can't talk about Jim Jones. He has a sealed case.
Yeah.
If I talk about him, I go back to jail. I can't say nothing about Jim Jones. So I said the only reason why he can't say nothing about Jim Jones is because Jim Jones is a rag.
Gotta be. There's something in there. There's something in there. But that's another story. We gotta wait till.
But niggas is shit. But you know what? Niggas ain't putting that same pressure on Jim Jones.
Yes. That's a fact.
Jim Jones was the only reason why Jim Jones didn't come to court. It's because Tekashi 6ix9ine took everybody down. There was no reason to reveal they own their rag. That nigga said, yo, come on, man. The hip hop is filled with undercovers, man.
That's a fact.
It's filled with undercovers, and niggas love these niggas. That's why I don't give a fuck. I don't care what nobody say, man. I do my own thing because niggas are hypocritical.
Yo, I don't front, man.
I fuck with this rat over here, like, nah, man.
Yo, I gotta front, man. That was you know, sometimes we all take chances in life. And when I seen you sitting there, I'm like, yo, this is a chance. You know, it was a chance I thought you was taking. But one thing when I began to see you speak, put a little part of the academics interview that I seen that you swayed the narrative. And when you swayed the narrative, it became more of grown man talk instead of let's talk about this nigga and yo, he's a goofball and mark ass nigga. You turned it into yo, you can do this and the youth and the kids and the hellfires. And that changed. I got to see the rest of the interview, but I just think that when you speak to these young boys, when you got their attention, you have to change the conversation. You can't act like them. You can't get it in there, because one thing I did see in my eyes, when he was going at you about he ain't no king, I just think that he don't look at 6ix9ine more than what he look at him as. Like, nigga, he a little nigga. Know what I'm saying? You hear me? He ain't nobody. So it goes to show that, in my eyes, I don't think Wack has like real respect for 6ix9ine, other than the telling part. Like just respect as a man. Like, I'm gonna treat you like a little nigga.
You gotta understand something, right? And this is how you gotta look at niggas like Wack. When you see me, every time you hear me speak, I'm always the same nigga when it comes to, especially with the youth, right?
Yes.
So when you sit back and you analyze a nigga like Wack100, Wack100 is bathed in the spirit of griminess. So now, when you start to open up your eyes and you start to see through the light of righteousness, it's easy to see that Wack100 is a piece of shit.
Bendito.
So we gotta talk down and get you and keep you from speaking about, you know, the life and how these young kids is like, yo. I told them young boys, I said, yo, man, now looking at each other through the eyes of the slave master. And Wack was like, man, come on with all that black and white shit. No, it's the truth. We are killing each other worse than what slavery did to us. You gotta keep in mind that slavery, we was money, we was cattle. They would kill us if they had to. We are killing each other. Every time we go outside, we are annihilating each other. Oh, we don't want to hear that. He didn't want it to be on that page because this is the page that killed Nipsey. That page and that energy is their enemy. The Nipsey energy is their enemy. The Tupac energy is their enemy. Anybody that represents that self-righteousness gotta die around ignorance.
That's right, bro. Because I want to ask you a question. Anything that represents what Tupac was before he passed away seems to get assassinated. From King Von to who's the last one to get smoked, get his boots smoked? You know what I'm saying? Oh, hold on, there's a question. Wesley Jackson says, do 6ix9ine has supervision over him? So is 6ix9ine still like on parole?
Well, 6ix9ine was sitting there telling everybody that he don't need no security.
Yeah.
He has security. You just don't see him on camera.
Oh, all right,
6ix9ine is never by himself. That's a whole fact. That nigga's not by himself. On top of the fact that you better understand something, man. 6ix9ine got Secret Service watching him. You play with that boy if you want to, man. They got a bigger plan for 6ix9ine. I tell people all the time, when they need a new celebrity distraction, celebrity gossip distraction, they're going to assassinate 6ix9ine and put him back in witness protection the same way they did Alpo.
Yes. Yo, boom. That's what I think. Yo, you know what's funny? You know when Poe died at, the guy who owned one of the owners of the club, or that's down with the club, used to own the rooftop, bro. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? That party that Poe went to was a party of that generation at Club Legends Uptown. That's crazy. So he died, the night he died, he was actually partying with his more so generation of dudes that was from West Harlem or wherever they came from. It was that generation of dudes, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Legends Club Uptown in Harlem, you heard?
Hold on, see. Ashley Waller said, you can tell Hassan didn't finish middle school, and it's like, wow, that's amazing, because for a nigga that she feel like didn't finish middle school, I got people on every continent watching me. For a nigga that didn't finish middle school, I'm sitting in my own house. I got a Benz in my driveway. I got an Audi in my driveway. I got a Mitsubishi in my driveway. I got a Spider Can-Am in my driveway. My yard look like the Botanica. But yeah, a nigga with a elementary school is just smarter than a fifth grader. A nigga with a brain like that got the whole world watching me and ready to follow me. And she is too right now. You tuned in. Thank you.
Definitely.
Appreciate you.
And you know, Hassan, I'm happy that you came and you got the chance to speak clearly just on another platform so people can hear you clear. Because something else I want to ask you, because I seen all I heard all the crazy graphics and this, that, and the third. So when you was there and you was touching on, and one thing I seen that the young kid that said that he don't care that 6ix9ine's a rat and he's a rat. Is it because 6ix9ine looks out for them? Like, is that like their loyalty to 6ix9ine is was there a prop group put together, or these were really his friends? That's what I want to know. That's what the people would like to know. Were those really his friends? Fuck game time. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
from what he said, he already knew them already. He probably went to school with them. But you gotta understand something, right? You got niggas that ain't never had nothing, ain't never been out of Brooklyn a day in their life, that actually got on a private jet, went around security, got on a private jet, and flying all over the goddamn world right now with a nigga that's feeding them. And even if he's pissing feeding them, he showed them that he showed them a lifestyle that their parents couldn't show them. So now you expect them to be loyal to a set or rules of the street that ain't never loved them like that? It's like taking a little kid out of foster care and bringing them to greater ventures.
yes.
You gave them Christmas. That's Christmas in the hood. So now, what you gotta understand is all of the rest of the other little niggas in other different states is looking at this. And they looking at they set and they looking at their OGs like, yo, you're not doing this for us. Tekashi 6ix9ine just changed the rules of the streets.
He just did.
Officially. He changed the rules of the streets. That's why I would tell anybody that's watching this, stay the fuck out of the streets. There's no integrity in the streets no more. It's over.
It's over.
Stay out of the streets and walk a straight line because the trap has been set. The internet is your worst enemy, and now the internet has become the streets. That's why I tell niggas these YouTube streets, they be thinking that I'm bugging because that shit transferred over to the streets now. So now people on the streets are trying to live like the internet. This is why you got, the internet is so bad. You got niggas like Deadeye on the internet from jail talking about homies.
That's in the street.
The internet. I've never in my life would have imagined.
Shout out to the 200 people in here. Thank you, Haas. I got 200 people in here. Shout out to the 200 in the chat. Hit the like, but let's get 100 likes in here for the people, man. We got 23 people in the building. Shout out Hassan, Campbell. We here. Shout out to East Harlem, Spanish Harlem, Bronx River. No HBO love, Harlem, Bronx. And I'm gonna touch on that. How you feel about that, bro? Deadeye speaking about like that's true though. These dudes is living, huh? What? That's crazy. The internet is dirty, bro. You hear me?
Let me tell you something. This is why the niggas got mad at me when I said this is why I stopped being blood. Because it was too much snake shit in it. Like, first of all, when I was on Rikers Island, then I came back down for a case. He wasn't claiming blood no more neither. And niggas was talking about he was fooled. So how you gonna throw Shaquille out there like that?
Yeah, that was crazy. You know what I'm saying?
You see what I'm saying? So now you got first generation dudes betraying each other for internet fame, and then you got an OG that's still behind the wall, second in command. Deadeye was second in command when I was around.
Yeah.
You got Deadeye sitting up there outing some of the dudes that made blood what it was. I don't never want no parts of no shit like that because it's like, yo, how am I gonna pass this betrayal down to my children? How am I gonna rep something that's gonna do the same thing to my children that they did to Shaquille?
Yeah, Shaquille just said that.
Yo, I don't care what nobody say. Pimp was on Rikers Island in the trenches. He was not hiding in the box. He might have went to the homo house. I was there when he went to the homo house. But he was only in there for a short period of time. And you got to keep in mind.
Keep talking, Hassan. Keep talking.
C-73 was the building to be in. Niggas didn't want to leave C-73. C-73 in North Facility was the building to be in. But everybody wanted to be in C-73. So I'm not justifying Pimp being in that house, but Pimp was putting work in and then niggas betrayed him. It's like, damn, there's no love in the UVA.
Yeah, you're right, bro. And in the words of Crown Prince TV, find some legal shit to do. You know what I'm saying? You gotta find, because he's being honest with you. And I think a lot of times people get upset when you speak about the streets being a myth now. The streets was always a myth. We just live by certain rules. But as we got older, we get to see. Yo, let's think about if you was still on your gang time to see what's going on with these OGs. Some of these OGs is crazy. Me and Shaquille, he's a good dude, man. You know what I'm saying? Corey King, these are good dudes. These are good people. And anything that they're going through, even Rob Lowe, that was fucked up what happened with Rob Lowe with the fake paperwork. That was corny, bro. Because out of all the work he put in for the cause, for like 10 years in this bid, it was all slang and slander over fake paperwork. So again, how can you love something that doesn't love you?
Yeah, let me tell you something, man. The Blood Nation then became worse than the music industry in Hollywood. Where you see how they humiliated Will Smith and Jada Pinkett?
Yes, sir. Shout out to 241 in the building. You heard?
Nobody leaves with a good reputation. It's like, yo, we get. It's like the shit is disgusting because no matter what niggas say, I was on Rikers Island putting in pain behind the UPN, and it's like to see niggas doing each other like that. I seen it in the early days. Too many niggas was becoming homie. That yo, they wasn't stand up niggas. They wasn't get busy niggas. They was grimy dope fiends. They was grimy dope fiends.
Yes, son.
Niggas was dope fiends, and I was sitting up there looking like, you know what I mean? You don't see too many Scar Bloods around no more. Rest in peace, Campbell. That nigga was on it. Scar Blood was on it, but the crazy part about it is, if Scar Blood was alive right now, they would be assassinating his character too. More, man, I was like, come on, I was.
Yo, you know what's so funny? You know what's so funny? And Corey King, right? And Corey never touched on this on no platform, no matter how much slang and slander he got. I'm gonna tell you something, right? Corey King beef with OG Mac stemmed from the 80s, going to jail in 84, 87, 88, Bronx, Brooklyn shit. Now you got this gang, right? Now, the original beef between Mac and Corey King, allegedly, because I gotta say allegedly, is some shit happened in one of the buildings. Mac came down to court. Corey, them niggas is like, yo, you on go, or you gonna be on go, and Mac wasn't on go. So them niggas, so Corey King and Mac had words, boom. And in their words, that was the beginning of the manipulation for Mac to get rid of Corey. Had nothing to do, the fake paperwork, the real paperwork story, all that stupid shit, he was able to manipulate some young niggas to feed into that, you know what I'm saying? But on some G shit, Corey King and Mac had a different beef. It's just that Corey King never brought it to the table, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going to take a chance and bring it to the table, but I'm going to say allegedly because I'm not going to speak in the words of Corey King, you hear me? But shout out to Corey King, man, I'm saying, you hear me? See, there's a lot of shit that niggas don't talk about, bro. But again, this same gang that sit online and slander this nigga, you hear me? So when, I ain't gonna front. Unless you was born different, did you ever heard the streets love you, bro? I don't know, remember that, you know what I'm saying, you hear me?
Right.
Like for real, Hassan.
Yo, it's crazy, Z. There's so many lives going on right now with my name in the title. It's massive lives right now with my name in the title.
You're the trending guy. You're the trending guy.
It's like, yo, the crazy part about it is that niggas are highlight ignorance, but I say so much shit.
Shout out to, hold on. Salute to the 310 people in the chat. Salute to that. Salute Hassan Campbell. Thank you for pulling up. I like this. Let's get these likes. Let's get to 200. That's D19. Let's get to 200 or close to 200. We here. Now y'all see I'm not stopping him. We're not cutting. You hear the conversation clearly. Let's get to that 200, man. Now I want to ask you a question. You've done something that's great, and you do a lot of great work. You do a lot of speaking, but like you said, people always point out the negative. What's your message to K Flock and the youth? Where you think they're going wrong at? This whole drill movement. Where do you believe it went wrong at?
Well, with K Flock, man, it's like, unfortunately, with K Flock, it might be over for him.
Yes.
It might be too late for him. The little nigga caught a body on camera. And, okay, he could go for self-defense all he wants to, but he better understand something. You antagonized the nigga that came outside to confront you before you backed out on him. So you got too much evidence on the internet that's gonna play out. He don't understand that these niggas set a trap, and these little niggas fell into the trap. I'm gonna give you a valid point again. What the fuck is at my door? when you sit back and you analyze with the situation with motherfucking the Billy Auto nigga, why would he go to those projects? He went to those projects and he went over to those projects on camera and showed everybody and told everybody that he not lacking and he looking for the niggas that's with Tekashi. You just told the world that you was running down on somebody that's a federal informant.
Yo, you right. You know what I'm saying?
Federal informant.
You're right. That's true though. A federal informant and you're running down on him.
I'm working right now. I'll be out in a minute.
That's true though.
He went to Bushwick houses, those projects out there, on camera, put up on the internet that I got. He basically told the internet, I got a gun on me. I'm looking for these niggas. These niggas is pussy. Why would your whole crew just went down for the same shit? Why would you go step in the same shit again if you ain't an agent? So now the investigation starts again with the new chapter, which is those young kids that Tekashi's running around with right now.
Yes, that's the new one. We just hope they do better. We just hope that they don't attempt to jump out the window and get 300 months somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, you know, I'm gonna be honest with you. We was young niggas before, bro. We was young. We was those same young niggas that was running around dudes that was using us to jump out the block, take packs. All that, you know what I'm saying? All that shit was, he just found a new group of dudes. Shout out to the 400 people that's in the building. Shout out to the 412 that's in the building. People gotta understand, man, poor people look for ways out, bro. You hear me? And to these young boys, he's a way out. Some dudes is tired of seeing their mothers suffer. Remember, a lot of these young boys' mothers is young, bro. You hear me? They tired of it. Like we was tired of seeing our mothers suffer. That's why we hit the streets. But again, I want to ask you, and this is just touching up on this, Hassan, you know what I'm saying? I believe that was foolish what Billy Otto did. And that's clout chasing in all the wrong angles. Because why you're publicly act like you're going to put work in on somebody that y'all said that told on the feds? Clout's a dangerous drug. That was a clout chasing move. You hear me?
Come on, first of all, Billy Orlo knew when he went over there. If you paid attention to the internet, Tekashi got the little niggas traveling with him. So you went to a neighborhood where you knew it was going to be empty because he took the whole neighborhood with him.
He took the neighborhood with him, bro.
So he went out there, he went outside, I'm stunting because he knew Tekashi had these little niggas traveling with him. And then he put this on, he documented the new stage of the beef because the reality of it is that them Brooklyn niggas gonna have to put on with the little niggas. And the little niggas now have a budget behind them. But the only difference is, I don't think Tekashi really gonna take care of them niggas the same way he took care of Shotty. I think that Tekashi is using them for their energy, and I think that Tekashi, like he ain't have no choice but to feed Shotty and the niggas. Mm-hmm. Now he learned how to master and use niggas for their energy, because I heard Wack, when we was sitting at that table, Wack100 told Tekashi, he said, yo, we've been dealing with each other for a whole year now. We ain't break bread yet. So Tekashi learned how to mastermind and use niggas.
Shout out to the hold on, Hassan. Shout out to the 500 people that's in the chat right now. Keep going, brother. You hear me?
You know what I mean? So yeah, he learned how to pretty much master manipulate. Tekashi is a master manipulator. He learned from the best of them.
Yes. Yes.
He learned from the best of them. Like, come on, this nigga, he was smart enough to say, okay, Hassan Campbell is the illest up and coming, and you got to keep in mind, Tekashi started reaching out to me before I got this big.
Yes, yes.
Because he seen me coming. So he was smart enough to sit up there and say, okay, this nigga Hassan Campbell is just breaking down every move that I'm making before I even make the move. So what did he do? He befriended me. Started talking to me like, yo, and just, I admire you, my wife love your channel, whatever the case, the nigga's a master manipulator. Media is a powerful weapon. And he see that I'm coming up there in the media. So he befriended a nigga that he felt like could be his ally. But at the same time, I think that at that table, niggas was supposed to intimidate me. I was supposed to be there by myself. I was supposed to be intimidated. So for all the people that be sitting up there saying in the chat, Hans ain't never outside, I talked about Tekashi, I talked about academics, and I talked about Wack100, and I went and sat down. Wack100 is a gangster, whether niggas like it or not.
That's a fact.
The only difference is when I sat down at the table, I had Wolves with me. So now it's like everybody like, oh shit. I keep telling niggas, man, I was chilling in the house because the feds took my whole crew. Now that my niggas are starting to come home from jail one by one, I'm like, okay, I got friends to go hang out with, but for the most part, I spend my time in my house with my kids. I tell niggas at any given time, man, stay the fuck off from the street corners. It ain't nothing out there but evil.
That's a fact. That is a fact, brother. That's a fact.
Any nigga that's outside on the street corner every day, if you're not hustling, that means you ain't got no love in your home. Your house dirty. You ain't got no love in your home. I enjoy being in my house. I enjoy being around my kids.
Yes, that's a fact. That's a fact.
You talking about the code of the street? Stick to the code of your kids.
Your kids, bro. And that's the whole touch on the kids, bro. You know, we sometimes get caught up in this. Sometimes some of us gets caught up in that street talk and how the streets is biz and what the streets is when you come off that porch. But when we actually sit and think about it, right? The streets really is a myth. It's dog eat dog. It's a dog eat dog world. Most niggas that get lined up to get robbed get lined up by the man or female. You hear me? Most dudes that murder you.
Let me tell you something, Zeke. Nothing in this world feels better than some pussy. My niggas don't be talking about women. Dudes want to be talking about thugged out shit like nothing feels better than pussy. A good plate of food and some pussy.
Hell yeah. That's how I love my wife.
Woman.
Southern Belle. I love some Southern Belle. Exactly. She cooks a good meal. I have a good time with her. I love my wife. You know what I'm saying? You right, bro.
But Zeke, I got my own workout outside my house to do some work on my house, so I'm gonna hit you back.
I appreciate you, brother. I salute. Hassan Campbell was in the building, man. Salute to y'all, man. You know, this is after his live last night. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna say that we gotta deal with reality. For all of us that made it out the streets, let's be happy. Hassan Campbell was in the building. I appreciate y'all. Let's get the likes up. And he pulled what you call a hockey a hat trick. You know what I'm saying? I like to salute What's Your Jackin' podcast, white people pulling up. The 700 that was in the building, the second most I ever had. You know what I'm saying? Salute to all those that always supported me, like 050 Trying to Brim Movement, Saladin, Unique Mecca Audio. Yeah, I do promos. Just hit my DM, Zeke Black, Feed the Wolves, Corey King. Shout out to East Harlem, Washington Projects, Lexington Projects, downtown, 99th Street, 105th Street. Free Richie Twin from Washington Projects. Shout out to Mike Twin. Rest in peace, Davo. I just got to give credit where credit is due. Shout out to the PT 131 Graffiti Crew in East Harlem, Spoke and Kilo. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, my man Manny Moms. Rest in peace, K Slate, FTW Crew. Peace, you know what I'm saying? It's peace, love, and unity. You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep it peaceful. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it respectful. You know what I'm saying? Much love to Detroit. Everybody want to check in. Much love to y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? I give love to everybody. DJ Demo, my man, 5-footer. You know, little Mono. You know what I'm saying? The guards in Albany, my man D. He got the clothing line in Albany from Brooklyn. D Pringle. Y'all know D, you know what I'm saying? From Brooklyn. My man Don Murder. We on New York time, man. You know what I'm saying? We on New York time. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Definitely. Was poppin'? My man iced out somewhere in Clubhouse losing his mind. My man Pete, Unstrictly Mentality. Go check him out in Clubhouse. Push That Knife on Clubhouse. Even DJ M&S. You know what I'm saying? I never had words with DJ M&S. Shout out to DJ M&S out there on the West Coast in Cali. In Clubhouse, dudes that just show me unconditional love. You know what I'm saying? Word. You know what I'm saying? So, we in the building, man. And I just say, like salute to all y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, sometimes you throw shots, you gotta respect the shot, the shotgun that come back out. You know what I'm saying? Respect the shots that come back at you. Shout out to Southern Belle. Shout out to her family, my man Keith Rucker. You know what I'm saying? Kev Rucker, her son, Shine, the whole Rucker family. You know what I'm saying? West Side, St. Louis. Shout out to DC for tapping in. The whole East Side, Spanish Harlem. From Isaac Projects on the Upper East Side to Metro North to New Metro to Wilson. Rest in peace, DJ K. Slade. For me, rest in peace, DJ Desi Dez. You know what I'm saying? My man's from 102nd Street. Rest in peace, Nelson. Papa Jesus and all them. Salute the Queens, man. Salute the fucking Queens. South Jamaican, North Side Queens, South Jamaican Queens, Southern Boulevard, my cousin Hood. You know what I'm saying? I'm just giving credit before I turn this off. You know what I'm saying? While y'all here, my cousin Hood, the old Big Soul Movement. Check that out on YouTube. Shout out to Uncle Charlie. Shout out to Bimmy 118th, Southern Boulevard. Alley Cat. Let me show you how small the world is, right? Bimmy named Alley Cat because of the alleys, right? In Queens. That's the same alley cat that Noriega talks about in Blood Money. For those that didn't know, that's the same. You know what I'm saying? That's the same alley cat from Bloody Money. Shout out to South Jamaican Queens. It's a small world, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that's just, you know, love is love, man. Salute the Queens. Salute to the Six Bells, Staten Island. Shout out to Nas, Queensbridge. Yeah, but this alley cat's from the South Side. He from Fox and all that. You know what I'm saying? You know, shout out to Mount Vernon. Shout them out. Shout your locations. How about people in the building? Mount Vernon, Money owning Mount Vernon. YO in the building, Westchester County. You know what I'm saying? Port Chester. You know what I'm saying? White Plains. Let's talk about it. Yeah, as I said, your man Alley Cat, exactly. You know what I'm saying? My man Cash Blood and G to B, Pookie, Pook Dogs, Black, Joey Black, Chi Diamonds from the Bricks. Exactly. Shout it out. Coney Island's in the building. You know what I'm saying? Marlboro and the rest of that. You know what I'm saying? Shout it out, man. That's where you're from, man. Jacksonville, Florida in the building. Philadelphia is in the building. Salute to the official JBM niggas that never told. You know what I'm saying? Far Rockers in the building. Y'all know. Shout them out. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Hilltop, East New York's in the building. Chicago, Chi-Town, DC, Cali, Atlanta, Georgia, Richmond. Shout it out. Net Stars, Seattle was in the building. Shout out to Net Stars. You know what I'm saying? Salute them. Shout out to Castle Hill, man. Castle Hill, Soundview, Monroe Projects, Cozy Corner. You know what I'm saying? DJ, you know the DJ nigga, Minnesota, shout it out. BX in the building, man. Preston, UK, shout out to people across the waters. Clarksville, Tennessee, was popping. You know, Ron BX was popping. Maryland, tap in, baby. You know what I'm saying? Baltimore, tap in. We in the building, man. Exactly. Gravestand builders in the building. They here. Gravestand's in the building. What you Jack and Telecast did a great job, bro. You did a great job, bro. Salute to you, bro. You did a great job in the chat. You know what I'm saying? You did a great job in the chat. LA in the building, man. LA. You know what I'm saying? You'll get a chance, check out Jink Champs, MC Shan. Shout out to MC Shan. He did a great interview on Jink Champs with Snow. Shout out to Shan. You know what I'm saying? Juice Crew All-Stars and all that. G-Rap. You know what I'm saying? 4 in the building. You know what I'm saying? We here. Trenton's in the building. Exactly, man. We here, man. You know, one thing about this hip-hop thing, the culture, it brings us all together. We may not all agree to certain shit, but it brings us all together. Shout out to LA and S. Allen. There it is. You know what I'm saying? It brings us all together, man. Right or wrong. You know what I'm saying? It brings us all together, you heard? Toronto, Canada's in the building. You know what I mean? Shout out to all our West Indians that's in Toronto. Shout out to my man P and my man Black from Rochester that got ties to, you know what I'm saying? P, he's in the Carolinas now throwing parties in clubs, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know, a lot of y'all probably even know my man P, but shout out to P, my West Indians that's in Toronto, you know what I'm saying? Ontario and all that. Dice TV's in the building, you know what I'm saying? Green Eyes is in the building. Shout out to definitely East Harlem. You know what I'm saying? You already know the side blocks. My man Nelson from Exclusive Arrivals. He got, for all you sneakerheads, he got all your sneakers right there on 110th and 2nd Avenue. Right by Franklin Plaza. Right by where Dave East Block is, 108th. Ain't hard to find for all you sneakerheads. He got them $300 sneakers, them $400 sneakers right there in East Harlem. You know what I'm saying? Cam, you know Cam from 1199 and all that. You know what I'm saying? Definitely Andrew exactly. Reno's in the building. West Indians big up Trinidad. The Trinis. Shout out to the whole Flatbush, East Flatbush, side blocks. Definitely shout out to Linden Boulevard in Queens. You know, St. Albans and all that. A lot of West Indians out there, right? Definitely certain parts of the Bronx, like the Valley. Oh, check out OG Tooley. The interview he did with Queens Flip, that's the old guard. OG Tool, him and his son. Go check them out. Don't say go check the interview out on Queens Flip. Yeah, we was outside. Shout out to Linden Boulevard. The Linden Boulevard that DMX was walking on in Belly. You know what I'm saying? Those was $1 million blocks back in the days. 196, y'all know. Springfield, Murdoch. Let's talk about the side blocks. You know, Hollis, Queens. Jersey City's in the building, man. Shout out to my man Yusuf, you know what I'm saying? He's from my block. I used to be in Jersey City and Newark and all that with the Muslims, you know what I'm saying? T History's in the building, was popping. No. Shout out to Mecca Audio Club 2000. That's part of the culture. I'm gonna get his ass on this platform one day. Exactly, the Valley Boys, the Valley. Shout out to Section 5 in Co-op City. Everybody that went to Truman High School and all that shit in Co-op. The whole 5 boroughs. Exactly. The whole Rosedale. You know what I'm saying? I pray for you. Definitely. Let's pray for, you know what I'm saying? Salute to the Zoes at Ashbury Park. Yo, pray for T History. You know what I'm saying? That's at Queens Village, Cambria Heights, Lawrence, Rochdale. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Green Eye Born. You already know the South, you know what I'm saying? The whole South Side. Yes, I should spend a yard with him in 5 points. You know what I'm saying? Good dude, man. Green Eye Born from the Preem team. You know what I'm saying? Prayers up. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, guys. Definitely salute. I'm happy made it back. Troy Ave, you heard? Millbrook Projects, Patterson and Millbrook Projects. Casanova's all over. You couldn't stop it. You know what I'm saying? Salute to Queensbridge. Now, speaking about the culture, speaking about, you know, shout out to rest in peace DJ K Slay. He just passed away. What he meant to me in the culture. He meant a lot to me and my guys because they was the forefathers of graffiti around my way. Dog TRC from 100th Street, Spawn from Washington. Some may know as Sace. And a host of others, Joey TDS, you know, RD357, rest in peace JJ. These guys was graffiti. Hard by 3 High Post Crew. Chris, Is a Rock, Shop TWB. So my generation, before we did anything at first, a lot of us was writing graffiti. We was going to Morris Toyland writing graffiti. And the K Slade back then was Dez. He was the king, bro. He was one of the kings. Him, Vulcan. I remember when 106 in Park, the show that y'all know, because it's a studio that's on 106 in Park, and it's alleged that that's where they originally did Sesame Street at, on 106 in Park, that studio. There's a studio right there on the corner. When you cross the street, it's Junior High School 13, and that's where you had the Legal Wall. THE crew did things there, the UW crew, KB. Shout out to the SMS crew, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? There's So Many Styles crew, Minor One and all of them, the 156 crew, John One and all of them. They all did pieces at this Hall of Fame. Just to name a few. THE crew. And y'all know what I'm talking about. So, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. So now when we're looking at the, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. So now, of course, the shoot was the Hall of Fame. He had this thing he did that was Smurf Village, and that was big. And that's when I first started writing. And I used to sit there and try to like sketch out what they did, that piece. That piece was very instrumental. If you've seen Star Wars or Wild Style, K-Slade's in these movies. The first documentaries of hip-hop. Before Beat Street, Breaking, and all that other shit. Before Michael Jackson did the walk after, you know what I'm saying? All that played a part before Lionel Richie and All Night Long had them pop locking and all this shit. These guys was pushing the culture forward, and they wasn't really getting paid. They was doing it for the love. They did it for the, you know what I'm saying? It had to be a self-esteem thing. Because there was no way that somebody seen a check coming out of this shit. These guys was going to galleries selling art, and K-Slade played a major part to that. Definitely shout out to, P and Strictly Mentality. K-Slade played a major part to that. K-Sleazy, Desi Des of that culture. When the guy that Gene Besquit and the guy who made the Crackers Whack Wall in 125th Street, when these guys is famous artists, and there's one more, I forgot his name with the glasses, when they was bringing these graffiti artists from the ghetto to these galleries. The first two elements to blow in hip hop before rap was graffiti and breakdancing. One of the first big tours in hip hop was breakdancers. New York City Breakers going on tour across the world. Rocksteady Crew going on tour across the world. Definitely a Strictly Mentality group is in the building. Salute to the Bronx. This is facts. Before the MC Blue, before Run DMC, Sugar Hill Gang, Rocksteady Crew was on the world tour, bro. New York City Breakers, they was breaking dancing in front of the president. New York City Breakers was on Soul Train. Salute to Harry Belafonte. Rest in peace to Harry Belafonte. I heard he passed away. He helped put the money up for that movie, Beat Street. Salute to Stan Latham. For those that don't know who Stan Latham is, that's Sanaa Latham's father. Stan Latham, what the fuck is this? Stan Latham, right? Also helped direct Def Comedy Jam with Russell Simmons. Check the credits. So Sanaa Latham's father helped move the culture forward when he came to this hip hop thing. Now I live right by a hospital. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Crazy Lake. Shout out to Sambo in the building over there. The Rock City crew, the Rock City boys. Rocksteady Park was actually on the Upper West Side by Douglas Projects, right by that school, Joan of Arc. Rocksteady Park wasn't in the Bronx. That shit was on the Upper West Side. They might be one in the Bronx, but it was right there on the Upper West Side. Yep, they working for this hip hop shit. He helped direct Beat Street. He was the guy that put the cameras and put together moving the culture forward. The first, you know what I'm saying? So when we speak upon this hip hop shit, when we speak upon hip hop, we can't forget the people that helped lay the groundwork out. We can't forget them. We can't forget them, man. Shout out to the P, Unstrictly Minded Mentality. Check them out on Clubhouse. They popping. We're popping. My man Kings of God, P, King, Samson, Sambo, PTC crew, West Side. We here in the building, man. You know what I'm saying? We here in the building, man. You know what I'm saying? We here in the building, man. This is just some hip hop talk, right? So K-Slade came from that. When nobody's seen a check in this shit yet. When he first started promoting parties in community centers and stuff like that, right? You had people like Waterbed Kev, Uptown. These guys were the promoters of hip hop. They was booking these guys to do shows. There's some of them. Waterbed Kev. Shout out to Black Park Band, Woody Rich. Shout out to the Gerald Dizel. Rest in peace, Darnell. Me, Gerald, Me, Gerald, and Darnell all went to the boys club together when they was the itty bitty house committee, bro. Carver Mall, bro. Breakdancing days. When they was the itty bitty house committee. Shout out to the whole Carver Park, the whole 106 and all that. You know what I'm saying? We all went to the boys club together with Deep Freeze, East Army. Shout out to the whole East Harlem. You know what I'm saying? You know, salute to One Fish, Two Fish. Rest in peace to One Fish, Two Fish over there on Park Ave. Y'all want, you know what I'm saying? Be here. We here. You want to be here? We're here right now. Yeah, we're here now. Rest in peace, Darnell. You know what I'm saying? Darnell Tisdale. So now, these guys, so K-Slade helped move the culture forward. Now, you know what I'm saying? He helped. He was a part of the movement. Look at Wild Style. Check out Wild Style. Look at Wild Style. Before he blew up, remember, he always DJed because that was hip-hop. Hip-hop was from the streets. When you went to a house party, and anybody can get on and DJ, so he kept the same energy. That's where hip-hop was. That's what hip-hop was. When you went to a block party, you got on the 1 and 2s, dudes went crazy. Yo, the MC, niggas be on the mic, you know what I'm saying, hot fans and electricity. Then he came home in the early 90s, I remember, and he went step by step, you know, Club 105, club arenas, and mixtapes and other clubs and parties, and boom, took it to the top. Now let's talk about the birthplace of hip-hop. It went from parks, little halls, community centers, abandoned buildings, to it finally hit the Fever nightclub. And when it hit the Fever nightclub, that was one of the first major clubs that hip-hop hit. One of the first major clubs that hip-hop hit. K-Slade was around for all of that. Right? Salute to Sal Albertino. Y'all might know him for freestyle music, but he actually had a club that was actually playing hip-hop. Right? I can salute to DJ Starski or Star Child, DJ Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? Salute to Busy B, MC Busy B. Not Brucey, but shout out to Brucey, but Busy B. The original rappers, you know what I'm saying? Double Trouble when these niggas. That was a place where hip hop, that was one of the first places to hip hop, also Harlem World. And we can't forget some of the promoters, Waterbed Kev. Waterbed Kev and them niggas was bringing the MCs in when MCs was getting paid just $5 to perform. Hip-hop came a long way, and K-Slade played a part to that. Desi Des. If y'all got some hip-hop stories, speak on it, bro. Speak on it. This is hip-hop. DJ Mario, exactly. DJ Mario. Grandmaster Cash, DJ Theodore. The Crash Crew. We can't forget them dudes that was in Philly with Cosmic Kev or whatever his name was, Cosmic Kev or whatever his name was in Philly. They was rocking hip hop culture in the beginning. Steady B and Cool C and all them niggas. Flash had one of the first original viral sets, the Apache. Funky 4+1. A lot of people don't know that Sha Rock, not just Sha Rock, Funky 4+1 was the first rap group ever on national syndicated TV when Blondie brought them out on a set when Saturday Night Live was #1. And Sha Rock is the first female MC to ever rap on national TV. Saturday Night Live. Funky 4+1. They may not win triple platinum, but their performance opened the doors for other MCs to be on national TV. Because they was the first rap group, not on public access, not on video music box. They was the first rap group that actually performed on a national TV stage. I was a kid. That was the Eddie Murphy, Dan Aykroyd generation. Chevy Chase. That was the generation. When Buckwheat died, I cried. I thought he really got killed. Exactly, y'all know. Shout that shit out, bro. DJ Cash Money, exactly. Those guys is pushing the culture forward, bro. And they help hip-hop get to where it's at. Dez was a part of that whole movement. He was a part of that whole wave. The gods was also. Peace to the fucking gods. Not sorry for cursing. Peace to the gods and the earths. Other than Zulu Nation, Ball Busters, and other little cliques and crews, the HBR crew on the east side, they was in the book. HBR, one of the guys that's actually in the graffiti book on the east side of East Harlem, is one of the biggest promoters in New York City, Adam Torres concerts. Y'all can go on IG to do that. Adam Torres concert. He's from my block, Adam. These guys was the writer's bench, exactly, young city boys. Shout out to Scene, the IBM crew, Pope, IBM. You know what I'm saying? All that shit on the other side of Central Park, on the west side. All that shit moved the culture forward. There wasn't breakdancing to get a check out of it. Then all of a sudden, it started to grow. Remember Fame? In the beginning, Fame, I wanna live, and all that flash dance shit. They had mad break dancers breaking in the beginning of it. Shit. I think it was Fame, right? No, it wasn't Fame. It was another movie where they had 4C Freeze. He was break dancing. What was the name of that movie, bro? You know. What was the name of that show? It was a movie. You know what I'm saying? Sambo knows. Sambo, what was the movie that 4C Freeze was doing that? He was in like the beginning of the episode, and he did the boom, yeah. That was breakdancing. That was Rocksteady crew. That was 4C Freeze from Rocksteady, bro. Crazy Legs was standing right there, bro. Yo, Lepansky was popping. Flash dance, that's what was flash dance. When he did the boom, that was hip hop. Then dudes started getting money on flash dance. Boom. Exactly. When 4C Freeze that did the boom. They had like 4 different segments of dudes breakdancing with the people in the circle, and then 4C Freeze, boom, and Crazy Legs was standing there like this. That was moving the culture of hip hop forward. They began to see the dream of hip hop, bro. We can't forget all this shit. For some reason, y'all not teaching these young boys what hip hop really came from. Go back, right? Shout out to 329 likes. Give me the 400 likes, man. Let's get this shit to 400 likes, close to 400, man. Smitty Brim is in the building, man. Exactly, bro. This is what gave us hope. That's when I was Zeke Ski in Tab. Our grandmother was in Tab. This is for all the FTW shit. This is when on Madison Ave, you had the culture of angel dust, right? You had 110th and 112 with the Spanish Mike and them niggas in the guards. Then you also had Big Dave and, you know, some say Von Zip and the rest of them. HBI. Another hip hop fact. HBI, that radio station was owned by an African American. HBI, an African American. Also, that same African American owns WBLS, which he put the first hip hop show ever on national radio, Mr. Sutton. Mr. Sutton was a part of the famous 4 African Americans in New York City. David Dinkins, they helped get David Dinkins in. It was David Dinkins, I think, when Clayton Powell was a part of that shit. It was like 4 of them. It was 4 of them. And Mr. Sutton was the media. Y'all can Google this. The famous 4 in Harlem. Yep. Percy Sutton. First African American to ever put hip hop on public radio. Then he brought it to a national stage because WBLS. And he owned Apollo also. Hip hop. So hip hop was being controlled by African Americans until corporate America touched it and they changed the history. When was the last time somebody got on the radio and shouted out Perry Sutton? When was the last time somebody thanked Perry Sutton for going, yo, thank you for having the first hip hop show, which was Mr. Magic Rap Attack. Then Kiss FM did Chuck Chill Out and Jazzy J and them niggas. You know what I'm saying? Then when Jazzy J left, DJ Jazzy J from Zulu Nation to do his record, his Tough City shit, that record label shit he was doing. That's where Red Alert came into play. And the rest is history. Jazzy J was on Kiss FM. He was on Kiss FM before Red Alert. But that's his cousin, you know what I'm saying? And then look what came from that. What came from Red Alert? Jungle Brothers, the Violators. Remember the Violators? Fat Joe digging in the crates, the Beat Nuts. That's promoting their music. Tribe Called Quest, the Native Tongues. Took hip hop to a higher vibration, right? Hip hop was on the streets, bro. Red Alert, back then, at any given Sunday, you see him on 112th and Lenox Avenue. On them side blocks, you see him on those blocks. De La Soul. Hold on one second, party people. Hold on. Now, this is another fun hip hop fact, right? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Ed, man. My man Ed from Washington. You know what I'm saying? Definitely shout out to Ed. And my man Ivan from 102nd Street and 2nd Avenue. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, son. Shout out to Mr. Magic Rap Attack. These guys help move the culture forward. So when you mention hip hop being controlled by the white people now, they didn't control it so much back then. It was coming straight off the street. Mr. Sutton. So a lot of records that was being played from the records, getting vinyl pressed up, or some of them was on these carts. A lot of radio stations had like these carts that you could record and just play a tape. I forgot the name of the tape. Shout out to Crazy Eddies, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know some people in Johnson, like my man Joseph Brady, you know what I'm saying? That's my man. I went to school with him, Joseph Brady. You know Brady, you know Joseph. And I know Redhead Jerry and all of them, you know what I'm saying? Yo, Jonathan, yo, Jay was popping. Yo, John was good. Shout out to my Brooklyn crew, man. You know what I'm saying? Marcus Garvey Village, you know what I'm saying? Everything in MGV, Marcus Garvey Village, you know what I'm saying? Definitely to the Bonaparte family, you heard? You know what I'm saying? Now, Crazy Eddie was the spot you could get the joints from, right? Crazy Eddie was a spot you could get, Crazy Eddie was like the Wiz. Yeah. So the music was coming straight from the streets. Hip hop was really coming off the streets. You go to the studio, you lay some shit in the track and the tape, and you put the shit in, and Red Alert, you're about to have the Feed the Wolves, it's the Dirty Game t-shirt coming out. Debbie Bricks was popping. Now I'm about to put all that together, chicken, you know what I'm saying? Let's get this fool out of here, man. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? You don't need my attention, dogs. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Yeah, shout out to Sal. See, a lot of people feel like he's like one of the forefathers of disco in New York, but nah. Check out my DM, hit my DM. I'm about to make the t-shirts with the Dirty Game and all this other shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, y'all know. Y'all know. Shout out to my man Velly, MMB. Shout out to Brooklyn. But now we're getting back to the story. So now it all goes back to K-Slay was a part of that movement of hip hop. But what I'm telling y'all is hip hop. It took some time, but it got there. And we can't take nothing away from the people. Hip hop was before the labels snatched it up. It was a people's thing, but to make money off of it, you had to do business with the labels at that point in time, and that's when hip hop went viral. When you had the New York City Breakers was breakdancing in front of the president, I think it was Bush or one of them, at one of those conventions, the ONC or whatever it was convention, right? Rap artists wasn't getting no more than $1,000 a show. You know what I'm saying? My cousin Leonard was on tour with Raw Bass for Raw Bass's first album, It Takes Two. He toured the world with him. They did shows with Big Daddy Kane, Heavy D, MC Hammer, across the world, man. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop, man. So when we speak upon hip hop, K-Slay was always a part of the game. The only time that he wasn't a part of hip hop is when he was in the can. And when he came out the can, he had a plan. Because most dudes in hip hop had a hustle. Everybody didn't sell drugs. Some dudes were sticking kids, some dudes delivered newspapers, some dudes sold incense, some dudes sold mixtapes, some dudes, everybody had a hustle. So one thing that K-Slay had from the 80s and the 70s to the 80s was a hustle. And when he came home, he found this hustle. Oh, this hip hop shit is really big. I'm gonna take this DJ shit a little bit more serious. I could get money off this shit. And it happens with everybody. Bro, shout out to DJ Ted Smooth, G-Bo the Pro, you know what I mean? Exactly. DJ Chill Wolf from the East Side. What sort of stopped Chill Wolf from the East Side was he went to jail. Like Boosie B. DJ Boosie B was if Boosie B ain't go to the penitentiary, who knows how far he would be in hip hop. Shout out to the bodyguard, Big J. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Uptown Harlem. You know Big J, the bodyguard. From Uptown, the Sugar Hill section. Rest in peace, DJ Easy Rock. Shout out to my man Big D, also magnetic. You know what I'm saying? From West Side Harlem, you know, Stinking Lincoln, the Stinking Lincoln area. Sylvia Robinson, Fed Magazine TV's in the building, man. That's my guy, though. We went to school together. We went to high school. He's older than me, though, but we all went to school together, man. So shout out to Fed Magazine in the building. You heard me? Yeah, son. If we knew more about the business, we would have had better contracts. Tough crew. Yeah, there's a lot of people that help. I remember when I was young, Super Rhymes was a dope rap. Super Rhymes. That was a dope trap back in the days. Y'all remember? Y'all know. Those are dope tracks other than the Sugar Hill Gang, Funky 4+1, The Message. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the early hip-hop artists, other than Busy B, a lot of dudes was harmonizing. Shout out to Grandmaster Caz. Happy belated birthday to Grandmaster Caz. Shout out to the borough president, who I think he became a trustee at the hip-hop museum that they're building right now in the Bronx. Shout out to him. Shout out to my man UFO Feed. A lot of people don't understand that the culture always been around. When I was younger, in my neighborhood, Mark Anthony, the world famous Mark Anthony, was on the stage trying to get a record deal. I was there for the beginning of the TKA era. Because most of them are from my community. Tony Stone, which is Feed Pops, he's from my community. One hand wash the other. It's alleged that Tony Stone was the one that introduced Black Rob to Puff. Definitely. Shout out to my man Wack100 from Jeff. He was doing this thing in hip hop. He was fucking with your man Frankie Cutlass. Frankie Cutlass got platinum plaques. He was on the Frankie Cutlass album on a major label. We can't forget about Diamond D and them niggas from the Bronx. Remember that song? New York is the city, the Bronx is the county. That shit was a hit, bro. Tim Dog, I'm a Bronx nigga. Yo, where you at? Those are songs that we love. That's when clubs like the Castle was popping. Shout out to my man A.K. Marfier. That's when songs like that was popping. We can't forget about, yeah, exactly. Remember that shit? I'm a Bronx, you know what I'm saying? New York is the city, Bronx is the county. All that shit, man, clap your hands, hit the beat. All that shit was New York shit, bro. These guys is coming out the projects, Milrose and Cortland and all that shit. Dangerous projects. Yep, the best kept secret, bro. You was like this. Yo, that was, we was on the corners playing that shit. Freestyle music, where I come from, that was real big. And the South Bronx. The South Bronx was also big with the freestyle music. Definitely shout out to Brook Ave. You know, Cypress. St. Mary's Park. Y'all know the locations. Y'all know the destinations. 3rd Ave. We definitely can't forget about. I remember the first time I was in my house, listening to Kiss FM, and Red Alert said there's a new song out. He played South Bronx. South Bronx took it to the top. Shout out to Percy P. You can't forget about Percy P and Lord Finesse. Yep, house music was dance music first. Facts. Flex was playing house music. You know what I'm saying? But there was a famous house music DJ called Tony Humphreys. My cousin Passion put me on to that. DJ Passion used to be on WCDB in Albany before Albany had a commercial radio station. My cousin was on college radio. Shout out to the Kappa Alpha Psi Kappa Rho fraternity. You know what I'm saying? But he brought me out there in '89. He put me on to a lot of these records because he was on the fucking radio. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to DJ Toast on WRPI. Shout out to Sylvester Stevens that was on Sienna the Saint 88.3. Shout out to my man Chris Cool, DJ Chris Cool from Amsterdam Projects, but he blew up in Albany. Shout out to Leo G. He was on 66 Raw, the program director before XM Radio 66 Raw before they merged with Sirius. He's a DJ with my cousin in Albany. Another one, DJ Young Wise. Notable notes, salute to DJ A Alert, salute to DJ Biz, you heard me? In Albany, 518. If you've been in Sneaky Pete's, you're probably more familiar with these names. You know what I'm saying? Sugar Bear and the rest of them. Gotta give niggas their respect. I gotta show respect where respect needs to be put. Shout out to my man Powerful, PPM Productions, moving the culture forward. He owned the barbershop and turned the barbershop into a studio. And gave dudes an opportunity to rap. Shout out to my man Todd Obama. Kwame, remember? The dancing network. Me and my man's my man spoke, we thought it was Coogee Rap. He loved Coogee Rap. My man Wiggs, we had the 40 Belows with the snorkel. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop was inspiring us. Why King the God? We stopped smiling after Ain't No Joke. We started walking around with our face screwed up all day. Nah, son. Nobody's smiling, son. Why Kim played a part to our culture. That music was in our brain like how it is in your brain. It was in our fucking brain. Public Enemy, Rebel Rider Pause was our shit, bro. That had a message in it. We always, PE was like our spiritual advisor. That was a spiritual advisor. When we listened to Public Enemy, we was like, yo, when Chuck D said, fuck Elvis, and he said, fuck Elvis and John Wayne, that changed everything. People were scared to say words like that, bro. Nah, they can't say that, they're gonna ban us. Nah. We can't do that, they're gonna ban us. Nah, chill. And he said, fuck Elvis and John Wayne, cause I'm black and I'm proud. So we started walking around like this. Yeah, fuck Elvis. Whoa. Remember the Howard Beach? That played a part to our culture. That hurt us. Yusuf Hawkins, remember that hurt us. The Benson Hurst shit, that shit hurt us, bro. The Crown Heights riot, that hurt us. The people. X-Clan, Poor Righteous Teachers, King's Son. The culture was moving forward. Granddaddy IU, the Jizza. Exactly, bro. We can't front. We heard that shit was like this. Oh shit. Doing the best I can. I'm doing the best I can under these conditions. You understand what I'm saying? It's tremendous times. The tremendous times is a lot of dudes that's so fucking emotional, they don't want to listen to the message. Yo, when I first listened to the message, I knew not to go to jail. You know what I'm saying? No, wait a minute. Exactly, the poor righteous teachers. We can't forget the graph writers. Shout out to Mr. Cheeks and all of them, you know what I'm saying? You can't forget about the graph writers. Graffiti and breakdances is what helped the MC get to the stage they was at. Let's never to fucking forget that, bro. And K-Slade was a part of that movement. Shout out to the TAT crew. Shout out to RD. Shout out to Cap1 MPC. Shout out to Kilo. PT131. He's from the East Side, but he grew up in the Bronx. But he's from both. He used to write with Clark ID. Y'all know Kilo from Uptown. Getting busy. Spoke getting busy. Gotta give dudes the accolades, bro. Never been a sucker MC. These dudes, go check them out. They got a YouTube page called PT131. Moving the culture forward, bro. My philosophy, I was in school when that shit popped off, bro. That album changed everything, bro. Exactly. Y'all know Cap MPC. You know what I'm saying? Morris Park, that train stop. Morris Park. All of them played a part of hip-hop. Shout out to fucking Philadelphia, man. So when we speak upon hip-hop, let's stop just talking about to 2020. Let's really educate these niggas, man. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying, P? I appreciate that, bro. Because this shit is real. Let's take this shit out of... Yo, BDP was created in somebody's fucking store, my G. That's where that shit was created. In a store. In somebody back in somebody's electronics store. That's what I heard. And they created a great album. Criminal Minded. That the streets bought. And we only heard the record because Better Lloyd played it on the radio. They may not win platinum across the world, but they won gold to us. On every corner we listen to, yo, criminal minded, you've been blinded. Looking for a style like mine, you can't find it. That was deep. Jimmy, my 88, my 808 go bang. When he said that shit in South Bronx shit, people was like, oh shit, Patterson and Millbrook projects. Casanova's all over. You couldn't stop this. Yo, we was like this, bro. Yo, this BDP shit's for real, my nigga. This shit was real. Because you knew being from East Harlem, when you crossed that bridge, you know, you walk across that bridge, that's exactly where you at. Stevenson, Millbrook, Patterson. That shit was that was the danger zone. For those that's not from New York, there's a bridge that's in Manhattan off of First Avenue. If you walk across that motherfucker, you're in the Bruckner, you go up the block, the Brook Ave, you're in the South Bronx. The beginning of the South Bronx. That was amazing. Those are the blocks that Boy George ran through. Jose Lito ran through. The Wild Cowboys is down the block by the Bruckner, 138 Cypress Ave, 142, the real pistol, the older Pistol Pete, the original Pistol Pete. Just to name a few for those that don't know, Cararone and all that shit, Brook Ave. We're talking about the mean streets of the fucking Bronx. These guys played KRS One, so that made us listen to this shit. When they come through 20 cars deep, South Bronx, South Bronx, that was their anthem. Money niggas. That was the money niggas anthem. That was their anthem, bro. And then when he made the bridges over, it was over. We was like, oh Lord, the bridge is over. Y'all know where that shit went. The bridge is over, took it to the fucking top. That shit crushed me. I was an MC Shan fan. I almost cried. But Shan recovered with MC Snow, but that's a long story. I ain't gonna front, he crushed them niggas. He crushed, when he made the bridges over, what helped them out was G-Rap. I don't know where the fuck what stash house they got him out of, but they went and cleaned his ass up, threw him in the studio, and he was rapping over some shit called Poison. And when we heard Poison, it wasn't like It's a Demo or Rhyme Time or Rikers Island, because It's a Demo was a popular song for DJs in the club. So if you was clubbing in 89, 88, the average DJ, even the house music DJs would play It's a Demo. That was a dancing song. The Bridge. I'm breaking it down to you. The Bridge, like South Bronx was the South Bronx anthem. Queens, that Queensbridge song To the Bridge, MC Shan made niggas want to go to Queensbridge. You know what I'm saying? That shit blew. But then your man made the bridges over and we were stuck. You know what I'm saying? We were stuck. But then in the mix of that, no Just Ice been out for years. Just Ice started coming back out. Remember? Just Ice going way back and all that other shit that Just Ice was making. That shit was popping. That shit was popping. Just Ice was popping. The streets of New York was dangerous. The Decepticon era, the low lives. We still had the Bronx niggas. We had P, you know, P from Unstrictly Mentality. That's when he was taking niggas' garments. That's when them niggas was that's when to be a Bronx nigga, you had to know how to fight. Every nigga in the Bronx was dangerous. I'm telling you, Bronx niggas was banging on Bronx niggas. So you wasn't from the Bronx, you was, you know what I'm saying? It was open season, bro. That was the era. Remember, Gun Hill Road was dangerous. White Plains Road was dangerous. Forest Projects was dangerous. So you got to think about the eras that we're talking about. The eras that we're talking about. So now we bringing it back. Like I told you, KRS-One, he does this on because Red Alert's playing it. Salute King Alpha, because Red Alert's playing his song. He's playing his song on tracks, on these tapes. There's not even vinyl records. He's playing them, and now we're looking for the records. So that's why a lot of people bought white label records. Dudes is getting shit pressed up. Dudes is paying $1,000 or $500 to get 1,000 pieces of vinyl pressed up, and they put them shit in these record shops, bro. B-Boy Records was an independent label out of a fucking electric some shit shop that fixed TVs. After Scott LaRock passed away, KRS-One got a bigger deal. Jive Records. No, Jive Records is part of BMG, Arista Records. All that's just the same. They all under the same umbrella. The same record label that Whitney Houston was signed to was the same record label that KRS-One was signed to, just another division, Jive. RCA Records, all that shit was all the same. Yo, G-Dub Quinn's in the building. He puts out the second album. And that nigga was teaching us. Wait a minute, this shit, whoa, what you mean? Black, Green, Brown, From the Boogie Down, Productions, of course. We listened to this, hold on. Whoa, we had to listen to this shit. He had other messages in his song that made dudes read Africa. A lot of dudes didn't, because there was no real history books unless you went to a good school. So in some schools, the black history section was like this. So now he's wanting us to the library now. What the fuck is he talking about? This shit about black and brown, we all the same, and a lot of dudes began to read books because of hip hop. A lot of dudes wasn't paying no mind to this shit because it wasn't being taught to us. The only black history that we was being taught, some of us, was Martin Luther King, a little bit of Malcolm X, Civil War, Harriet Tubman, and that was just about it. You know what I'm saying? That was just about it. So anything else that you had to learn that dealt with African Americans came from listening to our favorite hip hop artists that make us pick a book up. So he helped us with that, man. And maybe KRS-One could have went further if he'd have made another Criminal Minded, but he didn't. He decided to become a teacher and teach us. Made us pick a book up, bro. I remember dudes picking up books. Y'all went to the library, this shit that he said in the song, and I want to know about, you know what I'm saying? There was that a message that made you pick a book up. Definitely when the guards is talking. I'm gonna tell you something, man. The first time I heard De La Soul was like 1987, bro. Why is that exactly? That song had niggas picking books up. Why is that? Salute, real versus fake. That had dudes picking books up, bro. De La Soul, the first time I heard them was Plug 1, Plug 2. That's the first time I heard them. Had to be like 86, 87, bro. They was fucking with Red Alert. The first time I heard Chi Lee was on Red Alert. He was playing the track. The first time I heard Fat Joe was on Red Alert. But the first time I physically ever seen Fat Joe in a hip-hop video was when he was in that Lord Finesse joint. And everybody's talking about, who's that Puerto Rican that's dancing around in the video? And that happened to be Fat Joe, bro. He was a Lord Finesse video, bro. This is for the ladies. The same club, The Castle, where, you know, Slick Rick caught his situation with his family. That was a real club, like the Castle Club 2000, the Savoy. All that shit was hip-hop. Hip-hop moving forward. Shout out to Lord Finesse. Come on, bro. All this is hip-hop culture. So we give you a little history lesson on this. So when you sit back and go, these old niggas is dumb, and da, 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 there's a reason why we speak upon this that we speak about, because we actually watch some shit that progressed moment by moment. Shout out to Video Music Box. But we can't forget about Ron Alexander. Remember his little variety show on public access? He's a big mad rappers up there. There was this chick, I think her name was Sherry. She had a dope show that was popping before the MTV wave kicked in. Because a lot of people didn't have MTV because cable wasn't in every zip code. So let's deal with the facts. Not because dudes was poor. They wasn't putting cable in every zip code. So everybody didn't have the luxury of MTV. We had the luxury of Video Music Box because that was public access. With that box, remember WHT? Yeah. Cable wasn't in every zip code. Then you had Video Music Box. Then you had one of the first hip hop sensations on MTV was the Beastie Boys. Remember? It was the Beastie Boys. You know what I'm saying? He was some of the first hip hop sensations on that. Before that, we had Arsenio Hall that would bring rap artists on them shows, pushing the culture forward. He got allegedly banned because he brought Farrakhan on his show when he told him not to do it, and he did it, and they sort of, you know, because at that time, Farrakhan was on a different type of move when it came to the, you know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. Yo, Big Pickin', I like what you just said, Live at the Barbecue. Let me tell you something about Live at the Barbecue, right? And some of y'all may not even realize this, right? Shout out to my man, Vaughn from Queens. Shout out to V, Big V from Queens. You know what I'm saying? Can't forget my man V. He might be on the check, he may not be, you know, wrinkled polo shirts. I'm wearing the polo shirt for the Low Lives. Shout out to the coach of the Low Lives, Brooklyn, Crown Heights, Moody Low, and the rest of them. Boosting Kev, rest in peace. I just show love to the coach. When I wear this for the love of the people. You know what I'm saying? Definitely Ralphie kids and all that. You know what I'm saying? Definitely showing love to the culture. You know what I'm saying? I do this for the culture. That album that Live at the Barbecue was already out already, right? You had looking at the front door, wherever that song was popping. That was the first. That was the one that took off first, right? Then you had Friendly Game of Baseball that was on the track. Just Hanging Now, Hang On. All that was Main Source, right? Remember, Main Source. Live at the Barbecue was still on that album, but nobody was really playing it. Then out of nowhere, DJ Ron G decides, I'm going to play this song, Live at the Barbecue. And that's the first time a lot of us, even though we had Main Source's album, nobody really listened to Live at the Barbecue. Live at the Barbecue. That's my man, shout out to my man D. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Looking at the front door. Those are the hits. We had to take. Then Ron G plays Live at the Barbecue. And we all forgot that song was on the same tape. You know what I'm saying? The same album. That one shot that Nas had. And Akinelli. Remember Akinelli? You can't forget about Akinelli. Shout out to the whole Corona Queen. Boy, you flushing them niggas. East Elmos. We can't forget about them. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Royal Flushing, all that Flushing. You know, playing projects and all that other shit. Them shit spots that's by the it starts with a P. Parama or some shit with a P. But you know what I'm saying? Large Professor. Shout out to Mikey D Destruction from Mary Queens. You already know what time it is. What's your man? We listen to it and it becomes a hit. Live at the barbecue. Mind you, that's why you just never know you got that one chance. So Nas, it took a year or 8 months for somebody to really play that track. And when they played Live at the Barbecue, that shit went viral in the streets, bro. That one verse, Nas now is worth over $10 million. You got your one chance, you go for it. Gotta be patient. He was on the track, remember. That was on the album that already sold already. Then Ron G decides, I'm gonna put this shit on my mixtape. And the streets loved it. And everybody started running around, all the DJs began to run around and look for that 12-inch. And that's where the B Street Records coming at. Because they had the white vinyls. And they started selling these white vinyls, the 12 inches. They pressed up the 12-inch and boom. White label records helped a lot of rappers. There was no, you call a record label, yo, this is a hot track, now we need a 12-inch. When dudes heard it, they got some shit pressed up and started selling that shit out the record store. DJs started to run for these white label records, and these white label records became hits in the clubs. Mixtapes in the clubs. I remember going to a party in Center Deck and Washington Projects on the east side, and they was playing Live at the Barbecue, back to back. Because that shit that Nas said was crazy. He was like, this nigga's God. What happened? He wound up getting a record deal, right? He got enough attention to get a record deal off a mixtape. MC Search seen him. Boom, got you. MC Search, a lot of people don't know. What they call them niggas, man? Dancers. The ICU or IOU dance, what the fuck they call themselves? MC Search was the only white boy dancing in clubs like the Latin Quarters and shit like that. MC Search, the ICU dancers, he was part of that shit. MC Search from Far Rock, the white guy, MC Search. So he's been a part of the culture forever. MC Search. Before Third Base, before all that shit. He was in the club when Rakim and them niggas were performing at the Latin Quarters and that other club that was downtown. When them Brooklyn niggas were snatching niggas' chains. When Divine Sounds had the most underground track in the streets. You heard what Flex said? When you played Divine Sound and at the Latin Quarters or the other shit that was downtown, them niggas start snatching chains from Brooklyn niggas. Shout out to East New York, Deco and them niggas. Shout out to my man Deco from fucking, y'all niggas know Deco from Cypress Projects. OG Deco, that's my guy. For those that's in orbit that might see Deco, tell them Zeke sends his unconditional love. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Little Reef. You know what I'm saying? Yes, KMD. He was before all. He used to dance in the club. Who thought dancing would have helped them get a record deal with Def Jam, and the rest is history. Union Square. Boom. There was two clubs that was popular, Latin Quarters and Union Square. He was part of that ICU dancing shit. MC Search, the only white guy that be in there dancing, doing whatever dances they was doing. He wound up blowing up in hip hop. When hip hop was dancing for free and a couple of good drinks. Hip hop culture party people. When people probably used to laugh when they see, look at the white boy doing the running man or the white man doing the smurf and all this shit and the white man doing the wop. Who'd have thought Third Base, the rest is history. Who'd have thought that? He's been around hip-hop culture since the beginning, 83, 82, 83, when it started moving around. When the sound began to move around, when niggas stopped wearing Indian hats looking like the village, you know what I'm saying? when he started taking the Indian hats off, looking like the what's the people that say YMCA, when they start looking like them niggas, and they started moving on to, you know, snorkels, sheepskins, big chains, gazelles. I'm telling you, man. This is hip hop. MC Search got Nas's first deal. Remember? He gave us Illmatic. We understood Illmatic. We understood New York State of Mind. We understood Memory Lane because that was us, most of us in them projects. We understood these lyrics. Nas was talking to us in New York State of Mind, bro. He was like, oh shit. He made us think about our reality, bro. He made us, that Illmatic shit, when I heard Life's a Bitch and Then You Die, that wasn't a club song. That was a song that you sit down and you really listen to, bro. Shout out to AZ, man. Shout out to AZ. Not the hustling nigga uptown, but shout out to him too with the mob style shit. Wow, see? See, that's history right there. When we heard Life's a Bitch and Then You Die, bro, we was like, yo. I wish that buck that bought the bottle, I could have struck the lotto. This is like, yo, I gotta stop spending money on this weed shit. Little shit like that had niggas thinking, yo, son, I gotta start stacking my paper, bro. We gotta think bigger than this other shit. When we heard Cream Rock from yo, when niggas heard, when dudes heard, yeah, AZ killed it. That might have been the only track I seen somebody murder Nas on. You know what I'm saying? Everybody get beat, but he killed that. He killed that. Nobody can take that. Yo, that might have been the only track that we can sit there and go, yo, that nigga A killed Nas on that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? And that wasn't even a song they played on the radio. That was some street shit. That was the shit that when I pulled up on a nigga like P, or my nigga Spoke, or my nigga Spizzy, Spick, or the rest of my niggas, and we got in the cab, and we listened to Life's a Bitch and Then We Died. We was like, yo. We was like, yo. Made you think. The hip hop that made you think for 2-3 seconds. Oh shit, this is some real shit. We had some niggas that couldn't listen to New York State of Mind or Memory Lane because they didn't want to deal with who the fuck they was. That's how strong these are songs that you couldn't play in the club. The shit that we're talking about. When you went to a party, they played Memory Lane. You know what I'm saying? When was the first time you went to a club and they played Memory Lane? Shout out to my favorite Puerto Rican, Julio Ortiz at 100th Street, Lexington Avenue. He used to be a DJ too. He used to DJ with K Slade at club arenas. Shout out to New York Undercover, remember? The Culture. They did I believe they used the same studio right there on 106 in Park. For that show. That's why there was a lot of scenes from East Harlem. I think because of the studio, but for some reason they did that. They shot a lot of scenes in Spanish Harlem for that show, New York Undercover. Shout out to all my Boricuas, you know the Rush Mob on 107th Street. Shout out to the TW crew. Shout out to my boys on 101st Street, the Dead End Kids. You know, Hilltop, Lex Sav, Carver Mob niggas, my nigga DJ Demo. Rest in peace to Zai from Wagner. If y'all remember, right? Shout out to my man, Bose from 145th. Check him out, the hip hop artist. He was fucking with the American Cream Team. Remember the American Cream Team, Raekwon? Raekwon was really fucking with East Harlem niggas heavy, bro. The American Cream Team. When I first heard Ray, I felt the vocals. I was like, yo, that nigga's mentioning how being fucked up. A lot of dudes came from that. A lot of dudes that was yapping chains and all that was fucked up. When you heard in the back of the bus, 40 of us, life as a shouldn't be so rough. When I seen the documentary, when I was at that theater, Beacon Theater, and I seen it the first time when they shot, when they did the premiere, I felt that shit, bro. Because that's what we came from. How many of us was in shelters? How many of us was raised by single parents? A lot of us was, bro. We understood Ray. Raekwon was rapping for free to get on. He said it. All he had left was this. And when he made Cream, yo, and I'm gonna tell you how real it is. I'm gonna tell you how real it is. The nigga Ray said, I'm not even calling him a nigga, the guard Raekwon, the guard said, they got the word Cream from a guy who wrote Method Man and wrote, when I come home, Cream, crash rules everything around me. So they only had the beat and some lyrics, like a freestyle shit, and then he came and said, cash rules everything around me, Cream get the money, dollar bill, y'all. And that shit went to the fucking roof, you hear me? Out of all the songs, Protect Your Neck and all that other shit they made, that's the song that went viral first, Cream. Peace to the gods, peace to the earth. Remember, Wack100 was God body, right? Excellent, you know what I'm saying? When he did Incarcerated Scarfaces, I remember he did some of that shit on the east side. Shout out to Puerto Rock. Shout out to Puerto Rock. Shout out to Rock City Yo from Jeff. Rest in peace, Black Rob. Jeff. But Black Rob had ties to the Bronx too, I believe, River Park Towers, I think. I think Black Rob has some ties to River Park RPT. Salute to RPT. The culture was moving forward. Think about this. They in the studio, they chasing the dream, then somebody comes in the studio and goes, yo, my man wrote me some shit that said cash rules everything around me. I'm gonna use that as a melody in the song. And that song fucking worked. Because all Raekwon said it like the rest of them said it. Rest in peace, Tone Lopez, Hill Ho Crew on 100th Street. Rest in peace, Superman. Shout out to Heck from Lex. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Ed Superman from my block. 99 for Lex, the OG. Yeah, Protect Your Neck wasn't the first, you know what I'm saying? They had that they was playing that, but the first hit, Protect Your Neck is what they played, but the first viral hit was Cream. Cream was the one that the world got the love. Cream is what took them niggas on tour. Protect Your Neck got the attention, but Cream was the one that, you know what I'm saying? Like, so Cream was the one that took them to the top. But you hit it on the nose though, bro. What's his name? Execution and that. Protect Your Neck got the people attention. Oh, this is the Wu-Tang, he dope. But Cream gave us a story. I grew up on the crime side, the New York Times side. Niggas is like, I just came out of jail. I'm listening to this shit like, that was our story back then, bro. They began to tell stories. Incarcerated Scarfaces. Hold on one second. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Protect Your Neck. Shout out to Stretch, Armstrong, and Bobito. They used college radio to their advantage. They was moving the culture forward before they hit Hot 97 and the rest of the stages. They was moving the culture forward. We can't forget these DJs that help hip-hop move. The first time y'all heard them, I remember they had the Fool, I call it the Fool Snickums era of hip-hop. When you had the Fool Snickums, Live Smooth, you ain't got nothing to prove. That's when Shaq was rapping with them niggas. You know what I'm saying? Let's be clear. That's when Shaq was rapping with them niggas. You had the Lords of the Underground, remember? Lords of the Underground. And then you also had the rap group Ziggy. Some of them was from the East Harlem. My man Romy used to dance with them. I call it the Fool Snickums era. That different type of era of hip-hop. You know, DOS effects, different wordplay, you know what I'm saying? Y'all remember this shit? It's all part of the culture. The more dancing, lyrical, Channel Live. Remember that Channel Live? Your man Mad Lion. Remember Mad Lion? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Debbie Father You, One Love, baby. When I heard One Love from Nas, I felt that. I was in jail. I was locked up when he made the song One Love. You know what I'm saying? I was listening to this shit. Like, I had the Sony headphones in my ear looking around all crazy. Brooklyn niggas moving around, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I'm listening to Glaciers of Ice. This is 9-5. Glaciers of Ice about March. I was in there from April to June. You know, I wasn't so tough, so I had to cop out. I told you, a nigga came back in blue trial, and I said, you know what? It's time for me to suck up my losses, and I cop the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? I said, oh, time to go. I gotta fuck up out of here. I gotta do some jumping jacks. I got my PT on. You know what I'm saying? I went to the Shot Correctional Facility, Summit. For those that don't know, I went to Summit, did my jumping jacks and all that other shit. Did my jogger, left, right, left. Got the fuck out of jail. You know what I'm saying? But we're going back. When I was listening to the radio, my Sony headphones, he was playing Blackstreet, Mary J, I'm Going Down. Mary and Meth was a big song. One Love. And Who World Is This? This is the shit that we listen to all day on the radio. Blazers of Ice. Those are some of the major songs. There was the Bush Babies. They was popping. And a host of other rappers. I was locked up with what y'all reading about in the newspapers. I was locked up with the YTC niggas. I seen Albert and Allen. I was locked up with some wild cowboys that was sitting amongst me. There was 2-3 Bloods where we was at in HCM. I was with some Spanish niggas. I was with the niggas that was in the building was the AZ niggas. Situation with AZ, you know what I'm saying? It was just so many. So you understand what I'm saying? I was in there with the culture that y'all like to hear about. Shout out to Unstrictly Mentalities in the building. Follow them on Clubhouse. Yo, the Woo was serious, bro. They was moving the message. Yo, when I first heard Incarcerated Scarfaces, they did the video, they did a part of the video on Wack100 Projects. Zai was the Harlem nigga that was going to the tunnel buying half the ball out. In the midst of the Tuts, the school, there's no disrespect. All the names that y'all want to mention, Ty Nitty and the rest of these niggas, all in the club. East Harlem niggas are shitting on niggas, not shitting, but buying a lot of bottles at the tunnel. There might have been some robberies, there might have been some bookings, but you know, East Harlem niggas show love. Shout out to Zai, rest in peace to Zai. Salute to Zeke Black from Wagner. Yeah, those are the niggas that was in the club. Porter Rock and them niggas. Yeah, East Harlem. That Stingray money was going straight to the bar. I can talk about this shit now. That Stingray money was going to the bar. Yeah. They called it Bob Lemon Flow. And Taino back then. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? Definitely shout out to DJ Ted Smooth, man. Shout out to my man Mikey B from Queens. Queens, you know, Northside Kev Webb from Queens. But, you know what I'm saying? First Class Empire was popping. Salute. We here. We here. We here. We here. Come on, bro. Let's keep this in mind, man. Shabba Ranks. How can I forget Shabba? Booyaka, you was losing our mind. Do y'all understand that the Jamaicans will always throw a party in somebody's basement or somebody's crib? There's always Friday, Saturday, a Jamaican party somewhere. Jamaicans don't need a club to do a party, bro. Yo, such and such, they having a party in the basement. Or they having a party over here and boom. We can't forget about the Jamaicans. Shabba Ranks did it for the Jamaicans. Him and Super Cat and the rest of them, man. Mad Lion. We can't forget about Mad Lion and the other guy, you know what I'm saying? Beanie Man, all these niggas. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man from Auburn. Peace to the guards. Peace to the guards. Peace to the Jamaican DJs. That's the DJ the TC Club. You know what I'm saying? Right there on Swan in the 80s, the late 80s, early 90s. Shout out to them niggas, man. You know what I'm saying? Like Thunder. To Jamaica, this was in our hip hop club. That's why I don't understand how do we let Vibe magazines separate our culture? When you went to a party, they played Jamaican music. Remember? I'm sorry. In the early days, all that you can say. What you thinking? A hip hop party? They play hip hop all night. They played hip hop. They played R&B, and they played reggae. That's when the reggae. That's when you get the Jamaican DJ. He come through with 7 good Woo boys off of Flatbush. They fresh off of 2 bodies, and who knows what crazy shit that happened over some shit that happened in Jamaica. So this is live. I'm not outside, but I'm outside. You know what I'm saying? Yo, how could we forget the culture? My man from Young Soul. That's from Gun Hill Road, Parkside Projects. My man, Young Soul was a Jamaican group that was just to be in Albany. That be in Albany, you know what I'm saying? Ronnie Bob, DJ Ronnie Bob. You can't forget. So how the fuck do we talk about hip hop if we don't mention the Jamaican sound? I never went to all hip hop parties. Did y'all? In the 80s, you ever went to a party where all they played was hip hop all night? The only time you went to a party they play hip hop all night unless somebody shot that shit up in the first hour. My man Chris Cool was killing her at Club Domino's. The Jamaican nigga Donovan owned that shit. Shout out to Donovan. He used to play. Shout out to my man D9 from East New York. You know what I'm saying? You know, Wall to Wall Records. Shout out to East New York and the Freestyle Fanatics coming out of Linden Projects. You know what I'm saying? Y'all remember that shit? Yo, you know what I'm saying? So how could we not include the Rude Boys in hip hop? How? We can't forget the Rude Boys. We can't forget about the Springlers, the name some, there's so many posses. The Shower Posse. Shower Posse, where you fuck you went, there was a Shower Posse, nigga. Or a nigga who wanted to be Shower Posse. You know the Clarks with the funny satin shorts with the shirt. They keep a Heineken with them long dreads, the Rastafarians. Shout out to the Line, Skelly and them. Shout out to Skelly and King Lope and them out there in Jamaica. Shout out to my man Teflon Dawn, the original YGs, that's from Queens. Shout out to Info Minds, Teflon Dawn in Barbados. Shower Posse, Rugby Posse, T Black and them niggas. Come on for rugby. Pancha, Lady Saw. That's hip hop. That's all hip hop culture. So what are y'all doing? That's the question. So what are y'all doing? Give us some history, man. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop is fucking worldwide, bro. It's worldwide, man. And it's how you look at the culture, how you take the culture. But y'all remember, man, you don't forget the graffiti writers and the break dancers. Because they're the first ones to break ground on a national level. Can't forget about my boy, Jay Quest. He also sang in front of one of these presidents at one of them conventions. Jay Quest, John Ramundi from East Harlem, Lexington Projects. We had to kick our doors in to get it. We can't forget Perry Sutton, who gave us a chance, put us on HBI. Sal Albertino, who brought hip-hop on a weekly basis to his club. Then it moved on. We can't forget about people like Waterbed Kev, uptown by the Polo Grounds that was throwing parties, and so on. And the list of others. Can't forget about Stan Latham, who helped with the Beat Street, who also helped Def Comedy Jam, who were moving the culture forward. We can't forget about Uptown Comedy Club. Can't forget my cousin Passion, Jeffrey Hart. He was moving the culture forward on WCDB. We can't forget about DJ Toast, who was moving the culture forward on RPI. Can't forget about Big Pun, bro. Can't forget about Fat Joe, who opened doors for a bunch of artists. We can't forget about First Lady L, who was managing the Murder Mommies, which turned out an excellent career for Remy Ma. I met her before, but she was managing Lazy K, DJ Lazy K. Y'all might know First Lady L from the strip clubs. She be doing all the bookings, a lot of bookings for parties in New York City. She's like the queen of the Murder Mommies. We're talking about when the Lala was a murder mommy, and y'all know the team, and Remy Ma. I was in the club a couple of times with Remy Ma because she would be with First Lady L in the club called she was in the 5-1. That shit, y'all know what I'm talking about, right there on Central Avenue. 518 or 5, I think it was 518, but they had another name for it. That big head nigga Carlos owned the shit. The Puerto Rican nigga. Remy Ma be in the club with us, bro. That's when she was on the track with when she was in the club with us, that's when he had that track with she had that hit with MOP. That's when she was in the club with us, bro. When they would play that shit in the club, niggas used to go crazy. Remy Ma was in the club like this, bro. Waiting for that dollar in the dream. And look where she at now. So how could, you know what I'm saying? She don't even call it state big, came home. We gotta congratulate her. Hip hop got her out of a bad situation, bro, in life. I remember seeing her in the club. Just hanging out with First Lady L. Just hanging out with the team. Albany, New York. Remy Ma. Yo, I know I've been on this shit for a long time. I'm gonna do a show on Saturday. You know what I'm saying? Debbie salute the wifey. Rest in peace to Jam Master Jay. There's just so much to talk about, man. It's just so much. We're gonna get into our hip hop histories, and definitely shout out to Hassan Campbell for pulling up, speaking what he had to say. And I hope I did a good job interviewing. I gotta get better at the interview, but I'm asking questions. I'm not talking. I'm not trying to talk over nobody no more. I'm letting people just say what they want to say. Just, you know what I'm saying? I don't have nothing to do with no internet beats, so I don't have the edit button. I don't have the CBS button that goes beep. I don't have that button. So, you know, just be respectful, man. Exactly. He don't know. Solo. With that being said, man, shout out to Spanish Harlem. Rest in peace, Dave O. Follow me on Clubhouse, Zeke Black. But shout out P on Strictly Mentality. That's where I be at a lot. Follow my man Kings of God. Know what I'm saying? Push that knife. You know, Mahogany. You know, the Upper Council. My man Velly. Yo, we here, man, for the hip-hop culture. We here for the hip-hop culture. We can't forget, we controlled the narrative until the major labels touched it. Shout out to Russell Simmons, Andre Harrell. They opened doors with these labels. They just didn't renew the contracts. Niggas was getting jazz contracts. The same contracts that they was giving jazz players, they was... Now, it had nothing to do with me not liking K-Slay. It was a situation that a sucker nigga threw niggas' names in the air, so I had to keep it 100. Had nothing to do with me not liking him. Just deal with the fact, man. And they do not me not liking him, man. Not say you say nothing wrong because you ain't think nothing wrong. You're right. Somebody threw a nigga name in my face, and I had to remind them, well, in my generation, he was just a hip-hop nigga. Don't try to put him in a killer lane. And that's what dudes is trying to do, put certain names in a killer lane. Rest in peace to K-Slay. He was a hip-hop nigga, and he did great for our culture, bro. So salute to you, E-Man. That's salute. I like that. I like what you just said. But somebody brought him up to me, to my attention, like he was a nigga off the block that represented our culture when it came to the street culture. And be honest with you, that's not what was going on. But he's also a great, he played a whole part of the hip-hop culture, bro. But you see, what came out of my hip-hop culture story? So much. It's all about so much, bro. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? You can't forget about Big L. Big L went to Julie Richmond High School on the east side. That's our zone school, Julie Richmond. He could have went to Brandeis. You know what I'm saying? And he went to Julie Richmond when they had the, the Decepticon era. He went to Julie Richmond when Mobb Deep was going to Art and Design, which is like 10 blocks or 20, 15 blocks from each other. Art and Design was by Bloomingdale's. You know what I'm saying? That's my zone. So I just happen to go to Norman Thomas. You ever seen that movie Strictly Business? That's my high school. That's my high school. Strictly Business. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. Shout out to all the, shout out to the, FTW Free Frank Nitty. You know, Mad Jack, I know you out there. I love you, Mad Jack. You know what I'm saying? From Taft, I grew up with them. FTW. Abdul, I hope you free now. You know, the original FTW. Jackie was popping. FTW. Yo, Maverick, what's up? Y'all know. You know, Master, my man D. Grayson. You know what I'm saying? You know, the whole Madison Ave. Yeah, definitely, man. You know, definitely shout out to the Singling family, my man Omar, from the West Side Bronx, Andrews and all that. Tell him Zeke Black sends his unconditional love. With that being said, 110th Street, the whole 110th, from east to west. You know what I'm saying? Everything on Columbus, the PTC crew. Can't forget about Sambo and them. 105th Street. Can't forget about the YTCs. Niggas in Douglas, my man Shaka from Douglas. Red Top Crew, he's run with the Red Top Crew. For those that know about the Red Top Crew, he ran with them. A legend. So with that being said, I know you hear a bunch of New York shit, man. Definitely shout out to DC, you know what I'm saying? We showing love. You know, Kevin Max in the building. Angel Dickinson's in the building. Let me get my life and my credentials together. With that being said, man, hip-hop is about love. Let's stop letting these medias take out what I just said. You ain't go to a hip-hop party where I was at unless you heard reggae. But I'm on the east side of Harlem, so I ain't go to a hip-hop party that didn't play reggae, freestyle, house. No, we had all that shit. Shout out to Little Louis Vega. You know what I'm saying? Word. Shout out to Little Louis Vega, man. The parties I went to, girl, I house you. Like this or girl, I house you. In the mix of ain't no half stepping. In the mix of Soul to Soul, Back to Life. All this shit was in the same party. We was drinking 40 ounces of Old Gold. Shout out to 420. I was talking to your man today, Mandu, OG Mandu. He in Washington Square Park blowing it down allegedly. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him, man. OG Mandu, he gave back over 200 years. He's having the time of his life. Shout out to East New York. Y'all know the Stony. Cisco, yep. How you know, Hard? Was you there? Hard, was you there? Rest in peace, Little Ray. I went to, this is another true story. This is another true story. I went to a house party in Taino Towers. Yo, we go upstairs. Puerto Ricans had to be the Puerto Ricans. They had mad Cisco. We was like, yo, we thought it was a dream. We was like, yo, Cisco. Dancing to Spring Love. Come by to my man. I'm not gonna say his name though, but my man was nice with that freestyle dancing shit. So you get up. See where I came from. We had to deal with that shit at house parties. Then we had the double R parties where he just played nothing but hip hop, R&B, and reggae and blends. Shout out to St. Francis D. Sales. One of this that was in my hood, but he had 110th Street parties. He had 1199 parties. Remember TKA? Remember, I grew up under them. They brother had Third Ave on lock at one point in time. Then the hill hole popped off. Rest in peace, Tone Lopez. You know what I'm saying? The Palladium, Heartthrob. Remember, Studio 54 was still rocking. Studio 54 was still rocking after the disco era. Bro, I come from that side of town. You know, I had a little S-curve. My hairline was right here. It was dope, bro. Fuck it. I had the house shoes and all this shit. I was more Nano Zeke back then. I was, yeah, the D was crazy. Shout out to Jim Ice and all the OGs of Shop, Veen, rest in peace to Veen, Sep, Rare, Tom Black. You can't forget about Tom Black. Chase Charles, Pudge. My man T-Brother, guys, what's his nigga name with the curls? Light skin nigga with the curls. My man T-Brother, he used to be on 100th Street where Papo was at, Free Papo. Yo, all that was popping. The Red Parrot, my man you with the curl, he had the slap of the decade. I thought Will Smith's slap was official. The slap that you had was dangerous. Slapped the nigga, of course, he slapped the soul out of the nigga. That's definitely salute to you and them niggas who wash. Mont Dogs, rest in peace, Randy. Salute to my man Cubby. East Side shit, man. Downtown, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know where you're from, salute, and don't ever forget where you came from. It's not because we take pride. We grew up with, all of us grew up with a struggle. And sometimes the only legal route was hip hop. Some niggas learned how to make beats because hip hop. Look at Swiss Beats. DMX's first album, the one song that Swiss Beats put a beat on, which was Rough Riders Anthem, look at Swiss Beats now. And that was his uncles that owned the record label, D&Y. The one song, boom. Where Swiss Beats is at now? Rough Riders Anthem. The next second album, the rest of, remember, he did the Jigga, what's my motherfucking name? Jigga, who you rolling with? Ha, my niggas. Swiss Beats is out of Edenwall, I believe. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? Hip hop, we're talking about New York hip hop culture, but we can't forget about them DC niggas. We can't forget about them, the Golat, all that Tootsie Roll and all that other shit. That shit was popping. Luke Skywalker, Doodle Brown. Shout out to Unique for bringing that sound in New York, having DJs play that in New York, in his Club 2000. We ain't know what twerking was until we seen that shit. We was like, and Luke was crossing all type of lines. Luke went on tour. He did some shit we thought couldn't happen. Hip hop moving forward. A lot of people may not understand that. Do you want to know who originally bought Outkast out? It was L.A. Reid and LaFace Records and Babyface. They're the ones that put out Outkast. The first time I heard Outkast was through them. Now, what came out of a song they made in a fucking pool hall? What came out of that? The Dungeon Family, the Goody Mob, this, that, and the third, Future, this producer, that producer. They had a $100 million record deal, production deal, all type of shit. CeeLo Green. All that whole move, a lot of that movement, I remember the ones that caught my attention was, now I'm from Wash, from Lex. I'm up there here on Lex. Yeah. But the record label that they was on was LaFace Records. You know what I'm saying? Babyface. We talking about Babyface when he was getting Grammys for producing records. Tony Braxton and the rest of them. When this nigga was when he was the super duper producer getting all his accolades. He brought out that he took the time out to bring out they produced that first record. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And nobody never even say that he helped push them out. They brought them to the world, to the sound. They might have been big in the South, but when I first heard Outkast, they said LaFace Records. Y'all could Google that. You know what I'm saying? Yep, there it is. Nobody never mentioned that. Brownstone was Michael Jackson's group on his record label. Brownstone, the singer group Brownstone, they was under Michael Jackson. Y'all could Google that. Prince had a song called, I think it was Sounds of Blackness. They had this one song that was dope. That was Prince's group. When Prince was going by a symbol, he was still putting music out that was conscious music. I think it was Sounds of Blackness. Bingo. So with that being said, if we go on to the history, no matter where you at, you will understand. Yep. When Prince put that out on the airwaves, that was his group. He was still a symbol. You know what I'm saying? Going by a symbol. Prince still knew how to eat, bro. Until the record label gave in and said whatever they did with his contract and renegotiated, and then he did the Batman soundtrack in the early 90s, if I'm right, and that shit went 5 platinum, bro. He did the Batman, one of them Batman movie soundtracks, and he went like 5 platinum on that shit. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? So with that being said, man, the full snickings ever. Boom. With that being said, salute to hip hop all over the world. We here for this, but I gotta go. I love my wife, Southern Belle, St. Louis. Follow Unstrictly Mentality, P, Clubhouse. Follow Push That Knife. God the King, what up, nigga? What up, nigga? Shout out to God the King, man. Peace to the gods and earths. You know what I'm saying? They played a major part to this hip-hop culture, moving fucking forward. KRS-One, we needed some of those lyrics. Why is that and the rest of that shit? We needed that. We needed that, man. You don't understand. Our history books was this big, unless you went to Catholic school. Yeah, definitely. Rest in peace to Sean Bay from I believe he was from some shit's on 110th Street, man. Schaumburg. Everything on Sean. Rest in peace to my man Cato, Kenyon Jenkins. That's my boy. That was family. I remember when he went to jail in like 88. He was on the island in 88. Kenyon Martin. Kenyon Jenkins, I mean. He was in that Rikers Island. Yeah. Rest in peace to my man Roswell, number 3, PT 131. Rest in peace to Carol, PT 131. Shout out to my man Jova, Ava, Doc, Asa, TDO crew. I just show love, man. Dudes that help me move along with the culture. I don't forget nobody. Peace to the guards in Albany. Peace to the earths in Albany. Peace. The Allah born. We can't forget about them. My man Shine. If somebody know him as Shine Outlaw, but peace to Shine. Also, peace to the guards, the Robinson family. You see what they're trying to do? They're trying to legalize the weed thing. Salute to the Robinson family. Stevie Robinson, Shine, Old Bar. Rest in peace, Turtle Robinson. Rest in peace, Ty Nitty from downtown. Them OGKBG niggas. Shout out to the Orange Street Boys. You know the OSB. Rest in peace, Twin. The Twins. Shout out to my man Cut Alert over Tremont. The original Coke Boys. You know what I'm saying? My man Cut Alert. You know what I'm saying? Eggy, you know niggas from Forster. Big Smooth and all that. With that being said, man, moving the culture forward. I'll be doing the show again. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for coming through. I appreciate the love, man. Check out my community board. I posted some shit up about a clothing line a good friend of mine owns from Brooklyn, D. With that being said, Westy Jack gonna have some comments. Be on the lookout for the comments. He's gonna respond to y'all. You know what I'm saying? He definitely responds back to all comments in that comment section. This guy is the historian, bro. And if you say something wrong, he's gonna fix it. Let's get there. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. I appreciate y'all. Thank you, Hassan Campbell, for pulling up. Hip hop culture, hip hop at its best. Bendito. Rest in peace, Tone Lopez. Hill Ho crew. Shout out to my man Big Head Mikey. Lex. Rest in peace to his brother Nelson. My nigga Mikey. You know, y'all know Mikey. Shout out to my man Heck from Lex. My man Black. You know, Brian Black. My man T-Rex Kess from Lex Projects. Rodney Shell. The Shell Brothers. My man Crazer, Pete 131, Troll 131. My crew. The crew. Not my crew. The crew. Can't forget about the crew. Can't forget about your friends, man. My man T from 183, 131. Can't forget about the crew, man. My man Jose. I know your niggas know Ho. You know what I'm saying? Salute the Ho. That being said, man. Salute to my man Mankind and all that, man. Yep. Shout out to my man Steve-O from 122nd and Lex. That's how some people back in the days when he was younger. Steve-O, that's Dave's cousin. Rest in peace, Dave from Lex. But he used to be on 122nd Street in Lex before the Billies was there. You know what I'm saying? Before the Billies was there, it was Steve-O, Lefty, and them niggas before the dude started really going to jail. You know what I'm saying? The first time I heard about Lakey the Kid because Steve-O had a beef with Lakey the Kid in jail. You know what I'm saying? And he said, yo, this nigga from Queens, but I had an issue with. Lakey the Kid. First time I ever heard about Lakey the Kid was that. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, shout out to my man Ty Bless. Y'all may know him from running around with K7. You know what I'm saying? But definitely my man Ty Bless. Bless Man Music, you know what I'm saying? My man Pete Blunt. My man Is a Rock Sonny. My man Sonny Is a Rock. My man June Jumbo, word? The two Desperados, you know what I'm saying? Those are some of our first hip-hop stars. The two Desperados. Sun Spoon and Jumbo, June. The two Desperados in the eyes of a desperado. That being said, I gotta go. I appreciate y'all. Salute.